And we are live. Happy Matriarch's Day. And salute to all the mothers in the realm. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast and the Lords of Gaming.net, episode number 110. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back in the realm on the Lord's Day. No special guest today, but just the Lords, the OGs, the classics. So it's only right we bring the four horsemen of gaming, those original Lords here at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Attic, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Actually really looking forward to the Final Fantasy topic today.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
No doubt. What have you been playing, sir?
Actually really not a whole lot. I've been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy VII on the Switch, but
On the what?
on the Switch.
What?
But, see, the difference is I don't act like that's the divine god of gaming, okay?
The dust
right
bunnies must have been flying around in the room.
Here we go. Here we go.
Look at this, man. Like, I play a game, they act like I've signed my soul over to Nintendo.
Somebody is getting active. Here we go, yo. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
He look like a blue, you look like a unicorn on his head.
Here we go, yo.
Here we go. Yeah, so tell us about that glorious Switch play that was going on, man. I want to hear this.
It's just Final Fantasy because I'm at work.
So
Act like I'm playing new stuff. I'm playing a 15-year-old game on it, okay? Like
that portability seemed to be helping you out while you're at work.
yeah, let's talk about that portability, okay?
Shout out to Ray the Emperor. Got to pay the bills for a minute. Ray the Emperor, $2 super chat. Shout out to the Lords. The Emperor is here amongst the Lords.
Salute, Ray. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated on the Matriarch's Day. And happy Matriarch. Actually, we got, what was it? Mojo. Shout out to little Mojo. He want that Matriarch shout out today. He said he's both his mom and dad. He raised his sons alone when they were very little, from 1 and 3. Yeah, you get that shout out, bro. Don't even worry about it. Continue, Addict. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's talk about that portability. Final Fantasy VII, unless you played in the fast mode, that game running like 15 frames a second. How is the Switch can't even run a 15-year-old game? Explain that to me.
What you talking about? Like boost?
No, there's like a boost mode that it will play the game 3 times as fast.
But is that only in dock mode or is that portable mode?
Oh my God, this dock and portable mode. Acting like you guys be on your dock like that.
I'm just asking a question. Jesus Christ.
I mean, he did say, I don't understand it. If you said they got a boost mode and you upset that they got a boost mode because without the boost mode, it's like 15 frames per second.
When you're playing,
to be fair, the game was actually 15 frames a second when it came out. So
it runs way better on my PC than it does on that. Like,
can you bring your PC to the job? Can you do that? Your PC, where you at?
Oh my God.
Continue. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I'm done.
No more fail sales. Fail sale over, sir.
Yeah, fail sale is officially over.
And the reviews up. Are the reviews up now?
Yeah, it's up on my YouTube channel, Gaming Addict. No, you go over there and catch that. You know, I actually really enjoyed that game.
No doubt. And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord. Solo Lord lives for the single player, offline, selfish experience. And also the Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. What's going on with y'all?
Missed y'all. Missed you last week.
Yeah, man. I know, man. Listen, I just got to listen to the actual episode this morning. That's how folded my life has been lately. So big shout out to Lord Ainsley Bowden, man.
Salute.
It's my dude.
Kaibatsu mentioned it to me. He's like, "You're gonna love this, dude. Wait till you listen to it." And then, dude, you had me when you said Rambo Master System.
Remember when he said Rambo? I said,
that's my heart, dude. That's like the first game I got for Master System besides, Hang On Safari Hunt. But dude, to me, that game's always been better than Akari Warriors. That is it's cheap as hell, but it's great.
It was Rambo, baby.
For real with Rambo. Love that game. So shout out to Lord Ainsley Bowden. Is he going to E3? So hopefully get him.
Yeah, he'll be at E3. Yeah, we definitely we're all gonna link up.
We'll link up at E3. Yeah, man, I haven't played much of anything at all. I actually the only thing I got to do was I got the Arcade Ninja Gaiden for the Switch.
I picked it up.
Yeah, you don't realize how like simple simplistic that game was. Like back in the day, I mean, again, it's a quarter muncher, so you're supposed to just like you're gonna die a million times, but there's really not a lot to it. When it comes to the home versions, I understand why people really love those home versions because they really gave you the ninja experience in the home version.
But we also got to defend arcade from
for real.
At that time, the home versions couldn't handle that.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not the way it looks anyway. Definitely not.
But I agree. The home ones ended up being the better games because they actually have more complexity,
more depth to them. Yeah. But that was it, man. That was it. I have not played a damn thing.
Find ninja guy.
Frauding.
Complete fraud.
No doubt. And of course, we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Yo, shout out to the PVC last night for having Jarrett Hurd versus J. Rock Williams. I ain't gonna front. Al Heyman is the leader of the 50-50 fight. Your boy, you don't know if your boy going in and get dusted off that night. It's 50-50 fight time. And I love that, the competitiveness of it. I was supposed to do a combat talk yesterday, but I am in full promo mode. Promoting two new things for ILP going forward with E3. We are full steam ahead. So like I'm really in the bushes right now, digging in my bag, getting stuff ready, getting stuff together. So we're gonna premiere Block Brothers. You'll understand what that is when it comes your way, and then you're gonna understand what ILP versus the world is. Hello, ILP versus the world. You guys are in trouble. So yeah. So if you think your skills is like that, you gotta understand when it debut, you're gonna be like, nah, then we're gonna test your chin. The knees will be bent live on camera, bro.
He bending segments.
Yeah. But
which we're playing.
Yeah, so Jarrett Hurd versus J. Rock Williams, right? And that was for the super welterweight title, the WBA and IBF unified title. I'm gonna tell you, from round one, it was on. All right. Jarrett Hurd was the champion. He was fighting in his hometown. We all know the hometown curse. He got in there with J Rock. J Rock is solid. All right. He only got beat by the Charlo brother.
I like J Rock. I like got an album out.
Yo, you know who J Rock is.
Exactly. I was like,
yeah, technically he should come out to all J Rock songs. That's what I would do. But being egotistical as I am, if his name King, I'm gonna support him. But definitely, J Rock won. J Rock went in there and dusted off the champ. It was a hotly contested fight. Any round could have went either way. I suggest y'all go back and check out the highlights. I'm going to tell you that was a definite barn burner. But I've been playing Destiny. I've been so hard on Destiny. Pause.
Outbreak Prime.
Oh, I got that already.
Damn,
listen, and I got it with the Catalyst.
Wow.
Shout out to the cheese. If anybody's in the ILP, I got the cheese.
Did you hear about this?
Oh, brother, I'm on that cheese like white on rice, baby. Man. I got it. I got you. If you need the thumbs to work, pause. I got you. Definitely in there. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm with the drifter on this, right? Yeah. So that whole Gambit Prime, and that whole what was that other what is it called?
Reckoning. When you
Reckoning. Yo. Okay, so if y'all walked away from Destiny, and I know it's gonna be mad dudes in the hell with Destiny, shut up. Yo, that Reckoning with the squad
and the intensity, and then you gotta build the bridge, and you get to the
so you did level 2.
Yeah, level 2.
Okay, so I did level 1 first, right? And we thought level 1 was harder, the end all be all. Nah, that level 2, when you going up to the bridge, you gotta coordinate your supers.
The world is coming at you.
Oh man, it's the epic struggle to get up the hill is in effect. Then when you get up the hill, you're gonna fight that boss. I'm not gonna tell you who it is. He's definitely somebody y'all want to see. I want to do tier 3 this week, but I got all my clothes. I got the Reaper clothes, I got the collector clothes, and I'm working on the Sentry clothes right now.
Got out real quick. He said, Lord Stinger from NLG. So Iron Lord salute, jumping on real quick before I head to my mom's house. First Mother's Day without my dad. She needs us today, but had to say salute and leave that like. That's what's up, Lord Stinger. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated.
Thank you, brother.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So listen, I'm telling you right now, that's what I've been on right now. I tried to get back on to the division. I couldn't do that. I downloaded that whack game. That stupid DayZ. Oh, bro.
World War Z, you ain't like it since last.
Oh, that World War Z is straight crap. Shout out to Dealer for getting me to get this crap. I got this crap.
Dealer game has been under the bus for World War Z.
Bro, I'm gonna toss him under the bus on that, man. That's hot garbage. Like, the sad part is this, right? I was trying to tell Monkey, don't buy it. I didn't get a chance to tell him, right? And then somebody told me, like, the day after, yeah, Monkey was on World War Z. I said, no. He saw me on. So you know how you see your friend on. Yeah. He legit. So Monkey don't play. Monkey put his money down. He's like, yeah, my man's up in there. I'm gonna be up in there. No. So I tried to tell him next thing. You're like, no. So I said, you know what? You got it. Let's play it. I wanted to call Microsoft and fraud it and send it back. But I did so much frauding with Microsoft. I'm trying to keep my fraud slate clean. I don't want to do a month like without any frauding, right? So we started up the game. It went south so quick. I said, man, turn this garbage off, man. Turn this garbage off.
Not with it, man. You just not with it. I mean, not even graphically, though. It's not even looking nice.
Graphically, it's beautiful. Yo, listen, all the add-ons. Okay, if you want to be a Left 4 Dead dude, right? I'm a Left 4 Dead nut. I'm a junkie for Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, right? I'm like, oh my God, this game is so Left 4 Dead wannabe. But it's missing like some sauce. It's missing something. It's something that is missing. I have no idea what it is.
On it, but it's like, yeah. Shout out to salute the 108 Dragon TV. Said, what's good, fam, at work, but I'm here. That's my man. Happy Forte.
Shout out 108 Dragon TV, aka Lamethus, right hand is Zeus. Yeah, I'm gonna say your whole government. I got you. Wow. Shout out to you, right hand is Zeus, and I hit you back. You gonna wake me up in the morning. I looked at my phone like, oh, this dude bugging out. So I said, yeah, I talked to him later. So when I got up, I hit him with the text. Right, I was like, I'm up. He ghosts me. He goes me. Yo, you can shout me out here, but you ain't hit me back. Yeah, my phone right here, buddy.
What's up? Shout out to Forte. Happy Mother's Day to the greatest young lords on YouTube. Glad to have you being a part of my Sunday ritual. Salute, brother. You know we're gonna get you on too. 108 in the building, Lord Blade. There's a lot of people on Mother's Day, man. I'm surprised.
I'm gonna stop. We're gonna stop reading this chat. You're gonna start hitting I refuse to read the chat. I'm gonna tell you right now, my eyes don't see anything but colors. I'm colorblind. I gotta be colors. If it ain't no colors up there, I'm not reading it. Facts.
Oh my God, it's starting off early. And, of course, we have the Lord of the Cooperative Experience and the Gaming Ninja himself. Lord, get that out, Teespring, y'all. You know what to do. Lord, the game, that's that. Of course, the Shinobi, Lord Cognito, spreading that realness in the realm of the ILP, not telling what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Just like King, I've been getting that Destiny 2 on Outbreak Prime, working with Sinister because I got to do that cheese too. I might have to get in on that.
Oh, you ain't got it?
I'm working on it, bro. It's been a crazy week, man.
I do it right now. 5 minutes, bro.
I got it. That's what I heard. I know what you got to do. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get up in that, and then obviously been rocking that MK11 on the Switch, still getting my Dizzle on. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing that, and I'll shout out to Kaibatsu for putting me on to the Ninja Gaiden, the arcade version, and himself. Y'all put me on, so that was what's up. And yeah, man, saw a little bit of UFC last night. So did you see it?
Yep, I did at least the last couple of fights, definitely.
Yeah, man. So we gotta do some rest in peace shout outs real quick. Rest in
to two legends on their way out.
Bro, man, this man, like, you know how I feel about Anderson, but man, it's just
Anderson got beat up.
It's the leg again. The leg
again.
His
leg gave out while he was fighting his jelly knee.
The leg again, and the dude, he fought the young boy. The young boy was legit inside leg kicks. It wasn't.
It was.
Yeah, it wasn't crazy. But what it is you know what it is, King. It's like when you get older, And like, but before you weave out of that, you check the kick. You like he's just so slow and flat-footed now.
Yeah, he doesn't check anything.
He doesn't check anything. So he's trying to do this like, you ain't bothering me, you ain't hurting me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kind of thing until it really sinked in on that knee.
He knocked his knee right out.
I'm sure he has PSD from all that stuff too. So when he sees a kick like that, he remembers all that pain he went through, and he questions himself if he should check it or not.
Snapped in two. Yeah. I mean, when your leg snaps in two, that'll do it to you. You know what I mean?
That was one of the worst breaks I've ever seen in ever.
That was sad.
It was cartoonish. That break.
For a check. It's so sad when you know they're fighting for a check.
That's my thing though. Like, I mean, what's his money situation that he's continuing to fight?
If he's in Brazil, I don't know what his ratio to check is.
I don't think
bruh.
I don't think he's fighting for a check. I think he just enjoys doing it.
No, I don't believe that crap.
Because I mean, you got to think for like what 10 years he couldn't fight who he wanted to. He was the champion. Like he pretty much picks who he fights now.
You know, it's like I didn't like before the fight. He was already trying to negotiate another like multi-year contract. So I'm just like,
broke.
Yeah, something seemed off. Addict. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he really don't. There's nothing less to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like you just was in there with.
I mean, there's plenty of fighters that fight way past their prime.
They broke.
Yeah. Oh, Dragon disrespectful. Okay, he said Edie Evander Holyfield of the UFC.
Oh wow!
Oh, you might not be back.
Listen, I don't read that.
Oh, because
there's no color next to it.
I can't see. It's like all those things blended in. We gotta start reading. So back to what you were saying, guys.
So yeah, it was a good card, man. It was good.
What about Aldo, man? Same thing. Aldo just got outworked. Like that was
outworked by the young boy again. BJ Penn. Are we gonna talk about BJ Penn?
What the hell?
He's still fighting too?
Oh.
Why did it turn into the Geritol UFC? What is going on? And you know what? I saw Med. Shout out to Med yesterday. He posted a Nate Diaz sighting. Like he came off the milk carton and he's talking about fighting somebody young. And I'm like, dude, you 6 years past the situation. You really supposed to be fighting people in your age bracket. You should not be looking down the street at young dudes listening to music. You should be fighting the dude sitting in the wheelchair or the dude rocking on the lawn. Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
So Cog, did you see the BJ fight? Because I didn't see it. So what does that look like?
Like an old man getting roughed up, like again, and it's just like, why are you doing this to like who's in the camp? Like what's going on? Saying like, fam, like you don't got it no more. Like
I'm blaming Dana.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I'm blaming
Dana. Point, I gotta blame Dana a little bit because there's no way he should be getting signed up for any type of like he shouldn't be in UFC anymore. Like
he shouldn't.
You know what I think?
I the Bellator dude, you know, over there in the woods, you know what I'm saying, or whatever they do.
I think what happened is when they signed that big deal for that money and they want the recoup, those names that they have there, they're using now they're using people's names. Right, it's no longer their skill base and stuff like that. Is their names and hoping they still got that flash. Because I seen what was that Chael Sonnen? Yeah, I seen Chael Sonnen signed up for another fight, and I'm like, who is booking this old dude? Like, who is booking this dude? And he gets washed every time he fights, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, why?
It's literally at this point.
But at that point, like you said, like go to Bellator. That's what Bellator's there for.
Man, go to Bellator. But that was that. And then obviously we had the main event. I'll let you touch that one off. How that went down.
Yeah, we had the return of Thug Rose Namajunas against Jessica Andrade, she's had a few shots at the title before and come up short. I'll be honest, man. Like I don't know. I know Rose after this L, she sort of talked. Like she was walking away, like the title was a burden. But in the ring, apart from the actual knockout and how it went down, that you're right. She dominated Andrade. Like it was obvious that she is leagues better than Andrade. Standing on the ground, Andrade's powerful. She just managed to pick her up and she dropped her on the head and she got knocked out, and that's how she won. But otherwise, Rose was gonna run right through her. So.
Oh, that's that little bald-headed one.
Yeah, the one that you like. That's a killer.
Yeah, she's a beast. She's better, and she's better than she's ever been. And she just, I mean, Andrade is strong. She picked her up. She did it twice. The first time, Rose held down to the arm and damn near got an arm bar on her when they went to the ground. The second time, what happened was that Andrade was smart. She put the head over to the other side. So Rose, rather than let go of the arm, she held on to it, and Andrade just dropped her on the head and knocked her out. She did the she did the Matt Hughes, Carlos Newton, like boom, you done.
Right, like on her head,
on her head.
Like,
her
it was scary. Like people like,
time to sleep.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but beyond that, I mean, Rose would have run right through her, to be honest. Like in terms of her stand-up game, everything. So I don't know if she's still not 100%. Like
you said, other than that, Rose is not. Wait, time out. Rose is not the one I like with the bald head, right?
No, Rose is the one you like.
She's the one with the bald head. Yeah,
Rose.
Yes,
the one that got knocked out.
Yes.
Hey, sometimes they go down like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
hey,
Andrade is strong, but like Rose had her on the ground. Rose had her in terms of the stand up. Like she was obviously better.
Rose was piecing her up with the 1-2. He's the box. It was like
everything.
Any part of the fight, Rose was dominating. It's just that when she went for that arm bar, and then she, this girl's strong, man. This girl's really strong.
Like I said, even that first time she lifted her up, like Rose held on to the arm, and she damn near had her in an arm bar when she dropped her down. So she even knew what she was doing when she was in a defensive position, Just the second time around.
This is what I like about the fight. This is what I like about fighting. I'm about to watch it right now because I didn't know my girl got knocked out cold. This is what I like about a fight. You could be winning and a dude do some wild knee to the mouth, haymaker to the head. This is why is nothing better than mano. There's nothing better than me versus you. Your squad can't help. You get punched and you looking around like, geez, help me, please. I love that. I love that more than anything on this earth.
Facts, man. But yeah, that was it, right, sir?
Yeah, man, that was it. I mean, I don't know. She may not be 100%. She was talking about maybe retiring. Like, I don't know. She was out for quite some time injured. So we'll see. But it'd be sad if she's done because she's really good.
She got knocked on the head like that. I'll be upset too.
So that's all we got. But we're gonna get into the poll. You want to get into this solve? You want to get into this?
Let's pay these bills first. Then we'll get into the poll. All right.
Let's get some Iron Bank talk.
Iron Bank talk. Apologies for the week of tardiness, but so let me go get into these thank yous for all our patrons, which are numbering, I think numbering 22, 23. So that number is steadily increasing. So thank you guys. Thank you. The word is being spread. All right. So our first patron, this is his full name. No, but there's nothing there. So I have to use it.
Oh man, there we go, snitching people out.
Wait, I believe this is Meds though. I believe.
Yeah. His initials JM.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, that's Meds. We're not going to do that, bro. Okay, you see what Sal was about to do?
Shout out to Lord Meds. Thank you for all the support, my brother. And shout out to our good friend and forever patron, Lord Whiskey himself, Corey Lightning.
Still with me, brother.
Always. And then, of course, the lords of the slow-mo backslap. Slow-mo backslap. What's up, man?
Salute, brother.
And then we have Lord Hakeem MPC. Thank you so much for the support, brother.
Salute for the support, brother. Appreciate you.
And of course, Lord Nintendo Direct.
Woo, the homies.
Repping the Lords. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No doubt.
And of course, Lord Fastback 6768.
NLG in the building.
In the building.
Texas.
Followed by Lord Stitch 6669. What's good?
You don't like when I hold my snitch. You don't like that.
He doesn't like that.
You don't like when I be talking that switch talk. Yeah,
followed by Lord Vagabondo. What's up, man? Thank you for the support, my brother.
My Destiny brother.
And then my man with the best R&B name ever, Lord Sincere Quintana.
That's BX in the building too.
That's in the building, of course. Family. And of course, Gaming Forte. Shout out to you, my brother, in the chat.
Always. Forte, you already know.
And of course, followed by Lord Undead. What's going on?
Data perspective in the building.
Yes, sir.
Going on perspective. You already know.
Then we have Lord QX7 Masters. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for the support.
name, Soft.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. The list is increasing. This is what's up. We might have to do a ticker tape at the bottom of the stream.
Appreciate the support, y'all. QX, that's what's
absolutely,
up,
man. And of course, the Lord of Back Compat and xCloud, Lord Bill Stillwell, the wall of Bill.
That's right, the big wall
in the beginning. Thank you, sir. Followed by Lord Monkey Punch, the original patron, Michael Lugo.
First in the chat. Stop
in the chat always. I know you have some people trying to challenge for the crown, man. I know Lugo got to be in there like 4 a.m. because people in there trying to beat him to it.
Yeah, man, he was on his Grizzlies this morning. I saw him. He was first.
Followed by Lord Sammy Prescott. Thank you so much.
Salute.
And of course, followed by family. And thank you for filling in last week, my brother. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Lord Jay Fonz.
Jay Fonzarelli. That
holding it down for the Lord.
That RDX podcast. Salute, Fonzarelli.
No doubt. Followed by the king of the stream team, Lord Snaldo. What's up, brother? Thank you so much.
Best overlays in the game. Stream team. What's up?
And we have family from the cradle to the grave, Lord M. Bird himself, Loaded Pixels. What's up, brother?
Cobera.
And of course, Lord Cat Daddy Fat Stacks. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, Cat must be on the road today. I ain't see Cat.
He must be, he's not in the chat today.
Always did. Cat must be on the road today.
Okay.
All right, Cat.
And followed by his second week as part of the Patreon, Lord Tazoichi.
Oh, Tazoichi, I've been seeing him. Yeah.
Second week? You mean his second month?
Second month. That's right. Yeah. Second month. You're right.
I was like, we started to take this money every month. We get throwing the money here.
This is weekly for the Iron Lords.
What else we got?
We followed by Lord Johansel Villegas. What's up, brother?
Hansel, that's the man right there.
Chilling. Is he in the chat today?
Thank you so much. In the chat. Always.
Thank you so much. And of course, always last but never least, Lord Death Singer himself.
That is the Lord, my Lord of XCOM. That's what's up. You already know.
He's the Lord of the tank game they've been playing lately.
Oh, you playing that tank?
What, that World of Tanks?
Yeah, that's all they playing. That and World of Warships or whatever crap.
We're not allowed to bring that game up ever.
Yeah, tell them about it. I understand.
The disgust.
My brother has like over 40 days in it or something like that.
So when I see you playing that, it's your brother.
It's not him.
Yeah.
I want you to claw your eyes out, Lord Sovereign, for thinking that was me.
I hit him up and I said, "What are you doing playing this World of Ships or something like that?" And then his brother hit me back. It's not addict.
Why doesn't he have logged on to his own account? He can do that. You know that. Xbox
well, it's not that. If my Xbox is signed in on my PC, it reads that it's playing it, and it says I could be playing something on my Xbox, and it will say that.
Well, he's besmirching your fine name, by playing the game.
What else we got?
So let's get into these giveaways. So let's get into this $10 gift card giveaway.
The money.
Yeah,
yo, you need to step your game up because you need a machine that goes. You gotta do it. Oh,
okay. Take us in the chat. Take us in the chat now.
Yeah. What is that? Cedric H. $5 super chat. That's right. What's good? Man. You can see.
I'm good stuff. I got to be
colors. There you go.
His energy.
I'll give the super chat a little bit. More.
It's like
if you do a super chat at the end of the super chat, say what Lord you want to read it, and we'll make sure that Lord reads it.
It's like you put a quarter in his back, and that's what he turns on.
Other than that, I am not reading that chat.
All righty. So let's get into this $10 giveaway. So the winner of the $10 gift card giveaway is Lord Tao. What's up?
Oh, that's the winner.
Early. Let's go. Yeah. The fix is not in. Just so you know, the fix ain't in.
I think it's in. So how did we lose the somebody took a thumbs down away?
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I was about to big up the person who came on like right at the start of the show and gave us the 2 thumbs down. That was fantastic.
Well, I know who the one is. I know the 1 thumbs down is.
The preemptive thumbs down.
Shout out to you, baby.
Please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, y'all. Come on now. Continue.
All right, so Lord Tal, I'll get you in the DMs or in the email, and we'll work this out.
I'm gonna slide in your DMs.
Hey, yo.
You the one that said it.
Oh, I didn't say that part. You the one that had to go extra with it.
He said, I'll hit you in the DMs, baby.
Woo, all right. $20 gift card giveaway. Moving right along. The winner of our $20 gift card giveaway is Lord Vagabondo.
I don't think he's
Congrats. I don't think so. Well, yeah. You know what? I think so, but I used the government before, so yeah,
Okay.
I think he did. So shout out. I'll get you that information later. And now to our final giveaway.
How you worded that?
Yeah, let me reword this. So now our Teespring giveaway for the month of May.
Who want that Lord of the Realm? Who want
that Lord of the Realm? Yeah. Oh, by the way, Forte, have you gotten your merchandise yet? Because you know they take forever. So Forte, please let us know if you've received your merchandise.
Who want that Gaming Ninja? Who want that?
Yeah, want that. Yeah. So the winner of our Teespring giveaway is.
Yo, if that
you guys are ridiculous.
That was my girl. That was my girl that got slammed on her head.
Yeah.
Yo, the whole time I've been watching the fight going in and out, right? Yo, she was doing her thing. She was
dominating her.
That girl slammed on her head and stopped everything.
How you gonna watch it and laugh?
Wow, man.
Yo, shout out to everybody on YouTube. Get right there after the show and watch that joint.
Damn near broke her neck, man. That was scary to see.
That Teespring giveaway.
I will honestly hold on. I just gotta get this off my chest. I will honestly contemplate retiring too.
Yeah, she got hit hard, man. She got hit hard.
Sorry, go
Busy to chat with her.
All right, the winner of our Teespring giveaway is Lord QX7 Masters. Shout out to QX7 Masters and all our winners. Once again, thank you guys for all of your support month in and month out. Like I said, that number has been steadily increasing, so we really appreciate the support. And we're always going to be here. We're going to try to give you the best content that we possibly can. So thank you.
So, much salute to the realm. Appreciate y'all. We love the support. Like Saab said, this is really cool to see. It's fun to give back every now and then. That is what's up. So let's get to this poll. All right, last week poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question: with the announcement of the Epic Store acquiring Psyonix and possibility of Rocket League being removed from Steam, new purchase only at a later date. In your opinion, is this move anti-consumer by Epic towards gamers? The winner at 44% in a razor-close 3-way ILP vote is the no. Stop crying. Developer gets more revenue, and you can still play Rocket League on Steam and Epic Store Group. Coming in at a close second, 43%. When it was 44, the second place was 43. Was the I don't care until Epic forces me to pay the fee of my favorite exclusive. And in last place at only 13% was the yes. Forcing temporary exclusives on an inferior platform last minute is shady group. Thanks to all the lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Addict, king of the Epic Store. What is your opinion of this?
Look, man, all I have to say is, regardless of what the poll is, go Epic Store.
Oh my God.
I got to the point where if I hear a game that isn't coming out exclusive for the Epic Store, I'm disappointed.
Salute Lord Addict being on the payroll. That's it. That's what he does.
No,
Chill.
Evan, hit your boy up. Let's go.
Moving along, so we gonna get into these topics. You already know we have a new ILP poll at the end, but Lord, I'm gonna speak to both Lord Addict and Lord Soft because both of you kind of have topics that mesh with each other. So Lord Soft, do you want to start off state of play and then
and then we'll segue into
Final Fantasy?
Absolutely.
No doubt. All
right. So this past week, I believe it was, Sony had their second state of play Nintendo Direct-esque video presentation, and I mean, there wasn't much to it per se, but it was an improvement over the first one. And they talked a little bit about a few things. First thing was it was the expansion for Monster Hunter World, the Iceborne expansion. So, but that's cool. And I know none of us here are really big Monster Hunter fans, but I'm sure that plenty of people.
I like Monster Hunter.
Addict did like it. That's true.
Never mind.
I was about to say, tell him how much of a fan you truly are. Addict.
No, I have like 4 days in it.
Okay.
What is 4 days in a game been like? Not a fan of a game now?
No, I was talking about when me and you was trying to get it on in the game.
You're talking about when they wouldn't let him join.
Yo, I was like, I hate this game on everything that they got out there.
Continue, so.
No, second thing they talked about, well, not necessarily in this order, this new sort of what the heck is it called when you have the 2 versus, the 1 versus 3 or something like that? The Predator Hunting Grounds
kind of gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. The Evolve / Friday the 13th type gameplay.
It's made by the same people who made Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's called Predator Hunting Grounds. I like the premise. The premise is cool. It's just a matter of if anybody who played Friday the 13th, the premise was cool. Some of the gameplay stuff was cool, but it was just a kind of a big buggy mess.
It looked like a straight ripoff of the Ghost Recon Wildlands with the Predator mode.
I remember that. Right, they had that.
Ripoff.
I first saw it.
I thought it was. I was like, "Oh, they bringing it back." And it was like,
actually, I thought it was Ghost Recon when I first saw the
straight ripoff, and it's not going to be as good. Look whack.
Oh my lord! Continue.
So the next thing is this small sort of multiplayer. I don't know. I was kind of like action game with different characters. It looks kind of like Minecraft, and
indie crap.
Yeah, and it has like different characters. It has the kid from Bastion and has the protagonist from Guacamelee in it. So that doesn't, whatever. It kind of looks like a Vita game, which is weird, but Vita being dead. Then they had this other game called Away, which seems like it's sort of like anybody who's ever played Tokyo Jungle. It's kind of this weird.
You talk about the one with the lemur running around the world?
Exactly, with the lemur going crazy.
Crap upon crap.
Yep. So you could tell they don't have a whole lot to talk about.
That was their whole E3. That was their whole E3 right there.
The thing, the medieval remake, which does not look like a remake. It looks like a straight up remaster and a bad one at that. The frame rate was not looking where it needed to be.
Let me guess, it got to be on the Switch.
I think that was a Switch title.
This is Sony State of Play. Y'all talking about? We ain't gonna do this.
We exactly. Gonna do that. We at that right there because it looked like the state of desperation. That's what it looked like to me. I'm just gonna tell you how it is. Just showing that Final Fantasy before Square get a chance to show it on stage. It looked like you upset that Square took your booth. Because Square got your booth, so you want to preempt Square because you ain't gonna show it on your stage. You ain't on stage. But what's funny about that? You know what? That Final Fantasy is on Xbox too. So what you showed it for?
Oh my lord!
You showed it for? And it's
arguing with himself.
Because it's gonna play better on the X. So what you show it for? What you show it for? Keep showing your lemurs jumping off the roof. Lemur crap.
That was basically it. And it ended off with the small return to gameplay for the Final Fantasy VII remake, and that's what they ended on.
which we
So
will
we'll save the details of that for Addict. But like overall, again, it was an improvement over the first one. But like like others, like Microsoft's show of this ilk, it doesn't really move the meter too much. Just showing stuff that is not big enough to be shown on a stage somewhere or in a big event.
Yeah.
So. And again, that they're big stuff they're not really going to be talking about. So, they're going to push this stuff forward and to let people know that there's something there. Although I'm going to tell you guys right now, I still cannot. I swear, I think
what's up?
The Last of Us is coming out in June. I think it's coming out in June, dude.
It's funny you say that because I got some stuff to talk about.
I'm telling you right now, something tells me they. In the middle of the Microsoft press conference, they're gonna announce that.
Yeah, me and you on that same type of time. We'll talk about it. We get to Sony show. I can't wait to get to that. But let me jump in, man. I mean, look, was the show great? It wasn't that great. I mean, for the most part, but I like the format. I mean, I'll tell you this. I like the format.
Yeah.
They
boom. Yeah, exactly.
Direct style. They got the female, doing the voice. She reminds me of the Nintendo Direct announcer. No fluff, no talk, just games. Get in, get out. Was the games all that interesting to me? Not per se, but I can't front the Monster Hunter, the Iceborne. It look good. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's multi-plat, right? That's coming to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think they come in September 6th. So that's kind of close to Borderlands. I want to see how that goes because Borderlands right now, even Destiny players is shook. Like it's real. So I wanted everybody in that September. We're gonna see what's going on. Predator Hunting Grounds. It looked cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm with King. I thought it was gonna be like a Ghost Recon or some type of new SOCOM game. It wasn't, but it looks interesting. For that crowd. And then obviously we're gonna leave Final Fantasy for Addict when he's up. But look, was it great? Was anything I'm really per se interested in? Not, thing, but I do like the format. Quick. What was it? About 15 minutes tops, maybe?
Yeah, it was very short to the point.
I ain't got to see nothing else. That's it. Boom, boom. Just all you want is for them to continually improve. You know what I'm saying? Show that. But I will say this, and I know what King's gonna go, so I'm gonna give it to him. Like it is, in my opinion, it is evident that they still don't seem to have a lot to show. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. We're kind of getting this kind of stuff, and hopefully, like I said, as it improves or maybe as it gets closer to E3, they actually show more anticipation because people had their expectations high. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna get," you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, "Nah, fam. I'm used to inside Xboxes, and I keep the expectations really low." But King, where you at with this, man?
It was hot garbage. Both of those games. Yo, I love the fact that Sony dudes is like, see, we got games with those exclusives. First of all, Final Fantasy is not exclusive. Sorry, Jonathan Hart. Yeah, I read your joint. I know you ain't gonna put money up there, so I'm gonna read your joint and I'm gonna come at you right now. It's not exclusive, baby. It's on the X. I'm so sorry for your feelings. You got the inferior version. And I will be playing the superior version. But I will definitely not be playing Lima Lust. That will not be a thing. I don't know the concept of the game. I don't care about it. I don't care about jumping off a roof and floating up with my little Lima wings. I don't care nothing about that. That game, the foliage, what was it? Foliage Plus? It was,
Foliage Plus.
It looked like a tech demo for Foliage. Like we got the new Foliage engine, and I want y'all to see how we go put this Lima to the world so y'all can check out the Foliage.
Wait, what are you talking? You talking about that animal game?
Yeah,
the animal game.
You look like a little raccoon or something running around. I thought it was interesting. It looked like some like Discovery
I don't know. According to what the gameplay is supposed to be like, you're in a world that's like, I guess, on the cusp of like destruction. So there's a bunch of natural disasters happening, and you're supposed to try to get away. And I guess in order to kind of procreate and move evolution forward. So if you don't survive, then whatever. But it seems like you can jump from species to species too.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Shout out to you being a rhinoceros. The hell with that. Throw that straight to the bushes.
Straight to the bushes.
That colorful indie game. Oh, look, Sony's looking back at the indies after they left them in the bushes. when they need help, when the chips are low, they dig into the indie crate. They're like, yo, what we got going on in the indie crate? It is. Yo, I had to post this too on Twitter. I hear your heartbeat sound like Sasquatch.
The Biggie line. You had to hit him with the who shot you?
Yo, I'm like, y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it is. You see, that's Xbox riding in on the giant octopus. Y'all gonna catch these hands. Y'all gonna catch these hands.
And clearly, you feel that this was not impressive. You feel that?
No, hell no.
Okay.
It was the worst. Like, okay, y'all keep saying Nintendo Directs, right? Mm-hmm. But Nintendo Directs be lit. It's like they said, yo, what 4 games and 5 games we got? He said, okay, so scrounge those 3 up, throw that there, and yo, hit them with the Final Fantasy. They go nuts over that. But isn't that multi-plat? Nobody cares. You know, Sony dudes don't believe it's just for them. Let's put that out there.
That was what was going on in the board meeting.
And that's all they was talking about. All I saw Sony dudes was like, that Final Fantasy, though, it's gonna be lit.
But doesn't that what Microsoft does every year at E3?
Hey, you know what? That's what their show is. That's a show. But
didn't they end last year with Cyberpunk?
Hey, don't nickel and dime us though. Nickel and dime us though. But see, it's a difference when you're showing the superior version. When the superior version is gonna be,
it's almost like it's exclusive.
Yeah, you know, it's basically exclusive because they can't do 4K. So you already know that the 4K is gonna be over here. So hey, it's a different game. It's a different game.
Lord Addict, what are you feeling about this? About the Sony state, and we'll let you transition.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're my
like people. Here's the thing: people keep getting what kind of presentation this is. I would consider this more of a presentation, not a show.
Right.
Like I would consider Inside Xbox more of a show than a presentation.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And in a presentation, you know, it's always quick to the point. Mm-hmm. You show the numbers, you move on. Mm-hmm. I do. Out of all of them, I do like Direct more than Nintendo Directs because I feel like for the most part they generally have better news.
Yeah.
But I honestly think Sony does the one better than Inside Xbox.
Yeah, I would say Microsoft needs to take note and just put up a damn video. That's
like they could do their show stuff, but they got to conserve stuff. They can't let it run too long. They've been getting better, but at the end of the day, unless you have some crazy news, it should never be over 30 minutes.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Never.
So we gonna get to the main event.
Let's go, Addy.
What's up?
Final Fantasy. At the end of that, they showed Final Fantasy VII. This is the first time we've seen anything on this game since like what 2014 or 15?
15, yeah, pretty much. 4
years. That's crazy. Like I feel like this game isn't even close to being done too. And
what about all right? So what they showed the initial looks like we're still in Midgar, right?
Yeah, the whole game was in Midgar. There was one point because Sephiroth wasn't in Midgar. You never physically saw him in Midgar.
Right.
And they did have a cutscene where Sephiroth was there. Now, I don't think that is in the game. That cutscene. That if it's in the game, it's like a mental thing. Cloud seeing it in his head.
Okay.
Because I think the reason that was thrown in there is because they wanted to show you Sephiroth, what he looked like, what he sounded like. I think that was important to them. One thing that I'm really curious about is, I have a couple questions for the panel. One question is, do you think that this game is going to captivate the original audience that it did when it came out? Because I don't think it is. I think people are going to like it.
Asking that to the table. If is it going to have that same feel?
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be as relevant as it was? Have that same feeling?
No, not at all. You mean relevant to the same people who love the first one, or just to new people?
To both. I think this is mainly. I don't even think this is to the same demographic. Like I really don't. Like
I don't. Not at all. I mean, because I think again, like nostalgia. That game was a very time and place thing. That game was the first Final Fantasy game that was away from Nintendo. First CD based game, where it had orchestral music and it was a big event. Like if you didn't like RPGs, you still probably got Final Fantasy VII because of how big it was, how much of an event it was in gaming at that time. This isn't that. So unless you're, I guess for people who have nostalgia for that game, just to see how different it is, yes, I think they'll be excited for it, but I don't think it's going to be this world changing thing. And I think for people who've never played the original, I think you already have something that's similar to it. Like if you played 15, you sort of have an idea of how they're approaching this game. So I think it's gonna be good. I hope they're able to pull off this episodic thing they're trying to do.
I think they're gonna mess this game up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a distinct possibility of that. That's for sure.
And
But
after this game, they have nothing over me anymore, man. Like, I don't play the Final Fantasy games. Kingdom Hearts is done. Mess up 7, Square Enix. I dare you. Like, I will boycott their games for the rest of my life.
Oh, you boycotting now after you tweet about now?
If they mess up Final Fantasy 7, I will boycott the whole company.
Oh my god!
And I don't even go as far as I'll boycott the publishing games that they publish to.
This man right here with the backtrack. Listen, man, yo, it looked fire. Like I had low. First of all, no, I expected
trash.
It looked fire. Like what King say? Hot fire. That's how that shit looked. I was open off of this. Like I was like, yo, okay, cool. Now, granted, I know what King gonna say. It's multiplayer. Yeah, it probably is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like
it was still shown on their platform.
It looked good. It got people hyped because it went away. Remember, we heard it was a lot of development issues going on with this thing. So we had to see. But I'm with Soft, like, we gotta see how they handle the episodic pacing. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how that go. Here's the other question. Pricing, because I got a feeling
$200 game.
All of these, like they know they sitting on cash cow with this. So for me, I mean, I know I'm gonna bend the knee on that 60 because this is like Saab said, like this was such an event. Like Final Fantasy, if you even weren't into RPGs, like you bought that game. That's probably one of the first games. We've had a lot of people on ILP when we talk about Final Fantasy. That was the game, that they really got into RPGs for the first time. So we got to see that. How many parts is going to be, right? We got to see that.
I think it's going to be 3.
Right? And then the other thing is this for me, I'm a turn-based guy, right? I like enemy go, I go, enemy go, I go. This is not. This is Final Fantasy 15. Is that going to upset the purists, right? The purists like the classic joint, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I thought I would be upset, but I actually watched it. I'm like, you know what? It's going to make it fresh. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, how I'm looking at it. And then my only thing solved, though, y'all better have my material. Y'all better have my summons.
I don't think that's going away.
If I don't see Knights of the Round, and they need to
see when it comes to summons, I think you're going to see your Sheva, your Ifrit.
Yeah,
Knights of the Realm's definitely going to be in it.
I want to wait a full 7 minutes for Knights of the Realm. All the knights that hit you, I want to see the cinematic. Remember how long that's
but there is a lot of random summons in 7 that I don't think is going to be in this game.
We're gonna have a problem, and we better have that music, the battle music that I like. When you in there, that's classic. At least give me a nice little remix or an arrangement, or give me the option to switch back and forth. Look, they got one. But here's the thing: like, when is this? Let me ask this to the room. When do y'all think this is coming out?
This year.
Really?
I think the first episode's coming out this year.
Really?
Wow.
I mean,
there's no reason to pop this. There's no reason to pop this state of whatever this is called at state of play, and then say come in in June.
They said.
Why would you double tease something like that?
That is true.
They did the same thing with Bethesda. Did the same thing to Fallout. You do the initial tease and you announce a release date in the holiday.
Interesting.
If this game was not coming out this year, this would have been at their the one we just saw now would have been at E3. Lord, there wouldn't be a reason to show it again.
Shout out. Shout out. Shout out Mega 0003000 $2 super chat. The trailer show material. It's in cloud store. There we go. That's what. Shout out to the colors. I like.
Shout out to Mega. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So
I think it's gonna have.
You saw I was asleep, right? You saw I was asleep until you put that battery in my back. I'm back on, baby.
I think that I think it's gonna come out either at the end of this year or at the beginning of next. And what?
No, go ahead.
And the reason I say that is because there's absolutely no reason to tease this game again. Like, why would you tease this game twice within a month of each other when you know the game's not going to come out for a whole year?
Chris Righteous said, he said first quarter 2020. That's what he's thinking.
And I think it's going to be $40.
Nah.
Nah, I think it's gonna be
Okay, so
40.
that goes to the question I was going to ask, right?
They hitting you with the 60
If this is episode, this is episodic. I think it's gonna be 40.
But this is what I wanted to ask. How do you think they break this game up in terms of what parts of the stories? Where do you think they cut off?
The first one's gonna end
or Midgar.
Right.
What you think the second one, Attic?
The second one's gonna end when you after you take the ship to. I don't know. There's a couple there's not a lot of dead zones in the game that you could just end the story and it'll be fine. Like maybe the second will end right when the weapons and stuff come out. Right when the live stream, and the last part of the game will be fighting the weapons, fighting Sephiroth himself.
He disrespect. He said they're gonna break it up one episode per bush. Disrespectful.
No, I don't think. I think this is gonna have 3 or 4 parts in the game. But here, my issue another is I don't want to play the first part and then have to wait 2 years to play the second part.
See, that's the thing, man. You have no idea how long they're taking for each of these. And then what they showed in the trailer was basically a polished version of what they showed in 2015. It was basically a lot of the same sort of stuff, same areas, just better looking. So I don't know.
Sephiroth looked pretty good though.
Yeah. But the question is, how much? Or do you think they're expanding on what you had in 7? Because if there aren't, then there's no reason to make it episodic. Right?
They can pull a Sony. They can have half the game be cutscenes. Like
true. Yeah.
Imagine all the talking that was in 7. Now put that in dialogue.
Let's get King. King's so excited about this.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm just listening to guys blow it and first, I think one, they're gonna hit the demographic of the old and the new. That's the reason why the nostalgia is there. A lot of you guys that are sitting there anticipating this game is older dudes that want it. The newer guys are gonna see what it's about when it comes out. The reason why this game is so important for the older guys is it, like Sovereign said, it benchmarked time. Like it kind of stayed the same as old RPGs, but then it gave you the cinematic effect of the CD. This is when the cartridge versus CD thing was going on, and Sony had to show the reason why CD was superior to cartridge, and the reason why it was necessary for Final Fantasy to be on CD. Now, that game showed all the reasons you needed to have a PlayStation.
Yes.
Right? If you didn't have a PlayStation, you went out. It was so many people going out to buy the game because they thought it was like a movie, it was action or whatever. They didn't even know it was an RPG. It was people buying Final Fantasy just off of the commercial.
Yes.
Right. And that was the time, that was the leap that we saw in graphics when they was little polygon guys, but then it switched off to the cinematics. I don't care what anybody said. Your PlayStation was at its prime right then and there. You know how satisfying it was to call up a summons, the first summons that you got, and you had it. I know everybody that had a controller stood up, clapped, and was like, "This is what all my money was about." Right?
There's a couple of things in the game I really curious how they handle. Like the weapons, they're so huge. I don't know how you're going to fight them in the 15 gameplay.
Change the combat system changing is definitely going to be interesting. How they handle it.
I'd like to see certain cutscenes in the game be brought back, like the weapon blowing up the big gun on Niblum. I kind of want to see how they handle certain aspects of the weapons in general, like Emerald Weapon underwater. Like how are you supposed to fight them underwater like that? Like in this new combat, like. I just don't. That's the biggest issue I have with this. It's like how to
translate a new combat system with the traditional story, because then things will have to change. I know you're making a good point.
And back to what I was saying. Hopefully that they're able to tell you that you can either play in traditional mode or the new mode. All right, so to alleviate all that stuff, because at this game I do like it to be turn-based instead of action-oriented based, because a lot of the action-oriented base games, it kind of pushes me away from the feel of the RPG. Those are separate entities within themselves. I don't really want that stigma or that feeling associated with this game. I'm looking forward to it. I really believe that they're pulling at the heartstrings of the core audience, and I believe they're waiting for that core audience to push it through. Now, that's episodic stuff. It sound like it's great for Game Pass type of thing, but because the financial, like y'all sitting here talking about 60 versus 40 versus 50, and y'all looking for the sweet spot and where you're gonna be able to give up the money. The fact is, the older guys is gonna pay whatever it is.
Right, we in.
Right, the new crowd that is unsure about it, that's what you got to try to get. So I do believe I'm going to go with Attic with the $40.
Really? Okay.
Really, because I think
even with the remake, even with the graphical upgrades,
the thing is people aren't. They're going to promote this game as an older game coming into the new generation. I mean, it has remake in its name. People
Resident Evil 2 remake at launch.
That was different though. that was different.
That comeback just came through. I don't know, but I mean, I got a good point. I see what you and King on. I'm sorry, King. I keep cutting you.
No, it's whatever. But I honestly, truly believe that finding a financial sweet spot for it it's what it's about. But it does lend to a games of service.
Yes,
type of a game. So hopefully, PlayStation Now or whatever their new thing will be called going forward, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate will adopt this game into the Game Pass and the PlayStation Now subscription-based type of thing. If you want to go out and buy it, go ahead and buy it. But if it's available in Game Pass and stuff like that, I think
that would be big if it came out in Game Pass.
That would be a perfect fit for Game
Pass.
Pass.
I think that game comes out in July or August. I think it comes out in the summer to give us through these months, because there's no reason for them to show it here and then they're going to tell you in June we're going to give you information. So I believe it's coming out this year, but I believe it's coming out a whole lot sooner than you guys think.
I think I just want to make one point that you made. I want to expound on one point, which is good, King, that you were talking about the turn-based, the purity of that, right? And I'm with you on that aspect. I think the reason why they're doing it, and Attic, you could let me know if you agree, is they know that the new generation, the young generation, right?
Yeah,
they haven't played that turn-based style. All they like is that Final Fantasy 15, right? So I think that's why they're going that route. But I do agree with you, King. Like, they need the option, right? They need, hopefully, I don't know if it's possible. Technically, it's possible, but it would be cool if they had that option.
Sure, it is.
The thing is, it would be basically two different systems, though.
You would have to build the game twice and give you the option.
Yeah, it's a lot. So you think that most likely is going to be this?
No, it's going to be the 15. Like, there's not going to be
might piss off the hardcore.
I mean, they didn't care about it in 12. They didn't care about it in 15. Like,
but this is like beloved. This is like a revered Final Fantasy. Like, people like it the way it was. Some people, I mean, we'll see. I mean,
I think that feeling is like, if you want to play that, go play Dragon Quest.
Or go play the old one.
Oh, we got something for you. If he says that crap right there, we got something for you. You know what happens to that game, right? If he does the we got something, you already know. Well, we got something for you. It turns into you don't sell as much as your competition. Oh, hello. Mega's back at it again. Shout out to Mega with the $2 super chat. Ooh. Will episode 1 be on PlayStation 4 and episode 2 and 3 be on PlayStation 5?
I think that's an issue. Like,
how are we
going to continue like save points? Obviously, we could do like cross save, and a lot of things is cloud, but
it'll be a cross generational title, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll definitely. Who knows? We'll see. We got to see when that launches. But
I do think the first episode is going to be on the PS4 and Xbox One, and the second's going to be on next gen.
Yo, you know what we should do? When they super chat, we should actually do a little segment around they super chat. Like, yo, you know what, Mega? That's a great topic that you brought up, Mega. I honestly believe that it's gonna launch on PlayStation 4. I don't think it's gonna it's gonna be cross-generational, because they said it's backwardly compatible, right? Once you slide the $5 through the
you just not gonna spend the knee on that,
But I do feel like you'll be able to play it on PlayStation 5, because they do say it's backwardly compatible. So once you slide your debit card on the side of the PlayStation, it's gonna come with
you gonna say they have a card reader on the side of the
you didn't notice on your PlayStation 4 right now, those little slots in between, is a debit card reader at the top. They took the feature out because they didn't want to exploit you.
That was plans to finish the concept.
It's like you had to swipe the card to turn it on. It's like $1.99 every time you turn it on. Man, you know how quick people would go through PlayStations? They never turn that sucker off. They keep that on for days.
All right,
yeah. So real quick, I don't know how much traction this thing has gotten, but what are you guys thinking about the extra Mr. T-ification of Barrett? Like,
oh yeah, I heard what's going on. I forgot somebody sent me that, man. You know, listen, man. I reserve judgment until I hear more dialogue, until I you know what I'm saying, play the game.
These games have notoriously bad dialogue. Anyway,
yeah, and then sometimes things get messed up in translations. Translation. I'm not trying to say they ain't clowning them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I
thought back in the days when they did that, Barrett, that it was a homage to Mr. T. It was like, remember, Mr. T. B.A. Baracus was that dude that he pulled up. So I know in this day and age, it may look like clowning, but it's still a homage to that the late, well, not the late, the great Mr. T. Yeah. Like his persona was larger than life back then. So a lot of strong black characters and leads will probably lean on him. So I thought it was nice, and I'm glad that they keep him with it. Just go with it.
Listen, I got to see more before I can make any type of determinations on either way with social and racial issues. I got to see more. I just saw like literally a second or two of him, but let me ask Addict this, because I did hear something about the voice people are complaining about, right? Something, did you hear that? Something about with the voice with Barrett? Is it something like inaccurate or something to you?
I guess they're referring to the Advent Children Barrett.
Yeah.
But if they're referring to Final Fantasy VII's Barrett, he didn't have a voice. So
so for me it's like it is what it is. But
like people need to realize, like I sensed that I heard the difference, but I'm like not one of these people that like flip out when someone, like, as long as the voice is semi close to the original voice. Right. I'm not really having a huge issue. Like I was the kind of dude when they switched War Machine in the very first Iron Man, I didn't even notice. So
of course. Let me stop. Moving along. Yo, let's so are you just finish up, Addict? Like you're hype, are you nervous? Are you ready?
I'm
like
more nervous than hype.
So you really, because it's your baby. This is the masterpiece.
If they messed up,
he's putting his knees on this. He literally put his knees on this. If they mess it up, he just said he will never.
I'm 100% serious about that.
100%. So, and that means if they come out with a remake of the remake and it's better than the last, he can't buy it. Like,
no. Okay, if Final Fantasy VII is remade to appeal to the remade, then it voids the original contract.
No, but you just said no matter what.
Okay, then I will.
Okay. So you got to caveat.
I will boycott their games unless they make another Final Fantasy VII remake that makes up for the first one.
Oh my god, this is too many caveats. Too many.
Yeah, he putting asterisks all over the
place right now.
I need a loophole.
Lord King. Being that we're on the Sony subject, there are some PlayStation 5 rumors going on. Do you want to get into that, sir?
Oh, I want to get into price. I want to get into release dates.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, us Sony fans, you notice I preface that with us. Us Sony fans, they saying that the system is going to be $499, $500. Don't act like it's $400. It's $500 plus taxes. So you're looking at $550. $550, one controller, no game. Could you get in the game, baby? So you know you gotta buy a game because you know you can't go back and slide the debit card down the side to play the old game. So you're gonna buy that new Ghost of Hashira.
Here we go.
About that, right? So this is supposed to be coming out in 2020.
So they're gonna ask you to slide that card in the card reader for the upgraded version of Ghost of Tsushima.
You know how it goes. You want to play in 4K, you got to pay today. So I'm saying now that it's $500,
Analyst
$550. How many of you Sony dudes is really in on this price tag? Because y'all was looking at, it's going to come in way lower than the Xbox. We could talk about 300, 350. No, it's 550 now. What's up? What's up?
Let's give the context of what's going on, King said. So apparently, some this Research Institute analyst Hideki Yasuda So he gave his analysis of the Sony business and said that like King is saying, like he expects it to launch in November 2020, and like King is saying, $499 in the West. He thinks it will sell 6 million units in the fiscal year, and then he took some shots off. Said he also mentions that cloud gaming and Stadia won't be a threat for PlayStation. So he coming at Phil Luminous, my man, like that. I didn't really appreciate the slander on Stadia, but that's where he at with it. So according to King, like what are you thinking? What are y'all thinking as far as like sort of like this whole? Do you think this is far-fetched? Do you think it's right on the money? Where you at with this?
I want to know how much these dudes get paid to give these Captain Obvious freaking predictions that we've been talking about.
You can get a check.
You can just pay me, and I told you this a year ago. This is what it's gonna be. Like it's obvious it's coming out next year. So that's nothing. And then the timing, yeah, they've always launched in November. Could they throw a curveball there and launch it earlier? Yeah, and that's something that it's definitely a possibility. So either or, like it's November or it's probably March or April. One of those two.
Yeah, I hear where you're going. Let's get Attic. What do you think about this, man? 500 November. Where is this? Is this doable? Is this what it is, Attic?
I think it's gonna be 400.
Ooh,
I think they're gonna take the hit on it.
Ooh, see, they're gonna try to repeat history.
Yeah, I think they're gonna take the hit and make up for it in software because I think unlike last gen or this gen, they're going to have consistent games coming out because that's when all their games can start popping off and they'll know they'll make the money back.
All right, but what about that? What's what I'm gonna say? Like that coming in with such a high, right? The 91 million. So supposedly what they're saying, you know, do you think? Like as Sav says, is this the time for them to mess up and show arrogance a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like
they're already doing that. They're going to do something dumb. I can tell you that.
They starting it right now.
I just don't know how
with them
bad it's going to be.
But I tell you this though, like if they launch it 4,
yeah.
If they launch it 4, whatever the dumb they've done is washed away. If they launch it 4,
that's insane.
I'm not launching at no damn 4. Like, everybody, we do this all the time, and then when they give out the numbers, people are like,
yeah, obviously,
and it'd be way more ridiculous than the price you thought it was gonna be.
Well, based on the tech that we're hearing, right? It sounds, and we had mods on the show. We got a lot of people on the show in reference to it. The rumors, like it sounds pretty beefy. It sounds like it's something like it will be. It sounds like it will be hard for them to take a cut in that regard. But I'm with
hard drive, man. That hard drive alone, like 400.
Yeah, I don't, because that would be a big hit, Addict, a huge hit. Like it's just I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening
right now. Well, what they I think it's feasible, dude. I think. And people saying 600 in the chat, you on crack?
No,
that's like that.
Yeah, I was going that crazy.
It's gonna be 550 with the get. Well, with
what happens if it is 600?
And it's gonna be 600.
So what happens? Hold up. Why did they launch that game
and everything? It's $600.
Why did they launch that game at 6? But it comes out with Bloodborne 2, Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and another Until Dawn.
It don't matter. It won't sell.
Sony is not dropping that in no $600. That is not happening. Like they at maximum 500 at maximum. But I mean, the 400 thing is interesting. We got to see again if they can realistically take the cut. But I'm with you, Sam. This is like obvious stuff to me. Like this is November. That's the sweet spot. You know, but the question comes down to are they going to do that? And I don't know if they necessarily have to cut to 400. Being that they are the market leader and it's so dominant, it's so synonymous with the next generation of people coming over. You know,
I think that was one of the main reasons that Xbox got butchered out the gate was the price. And if Xbox has that initial unit coming out as 4, and PlayStation has that 500. They better have a good launch up, or I think they're going to get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I think. The most interesting thing in this article was the fact that was the shot at Stadia and other streaming stuff, because he made it seem like they're not even that's not a lane they're really considering. They may be saying whatever they're saying, but it's not a lane that they're heavily considering the way Microsoft is, the way Google is. And I think that would be a mistake, A. But B, I mean, it does sort of point to something. I saw an article about this a while back. I forgot where I saw it, but it was like basically that Nintendo and Google and Microsoft had seeded the traditional console market to PlayStation. PlayStation is down that old path that we know and that's recognizable, and then Microsoft and Nintendo, all these people are treading new ground. So I mean, it sort of does make sense, because I think for Sony to continue to maintain that dominance, they need to focus on what they've been strong at. And what they've been strong at is the traditional console, right? Not deviating from that.
I think if they come out at 500 and they don't have a big blockbuster as an exclusive, I think that's gonna hurt them.
Let's be realistic. Like, they're sitting on so many good titles. Like
they are, but they are also a company that takes 5 years to make one game.
And then the thing is, if they do that right, and they don't have the blockbuster right, and then Lockhart is comparable in price and power. No, it's less. If Lockhart is cheaper and comparable in power, yeah, they might have a problem.
Imagine, okay,
at least at launch.
I think Sony's gonna have something at launch, obviously, they have to, but like, I think it's gonna be Bloodborne 2. Like,
it would be stupid not to. But the thing about Bloodborne 2 is that Bloodborne 2, as great as Bloodborne is still sort of a niche title. Like, it doesn't appeal to everyone. Yeah, you wonder why
people than you think these days.
They
sell millions every time they come out now, so we can't keep saying that genre is niche. Okay,
but that's why they launch with Knack, right? Like things like that. Like
Knack 3, you already know Knack 3 is coming, baby.
Can we go get that stream if you play Knack?
Mark Cerny.
Now I will say this: like at the launch of a console, you really just look at the beginning, at the very launch of a console. You're just really on there to get the hardcore invested, right? The hardcore that bought your last system.
Normal consoles, we would have that to really look at, but I think this gen is going to be different than your average launch of a console.
Right.
You have aspects like fully backwards compatible. Obviously some. You have all digital, where people are locked to a certain platform because of the previous gen. So you have to convince them to leave all of their games there. I mean, you got. I don't think there's ever been a time where, well, we don't really know what Microsoft's doing, where Sony's studios have been so stacked,
right?
Where they have good games coming out consistently.
And they're sitting on a ton of sequels. They're sitting on it. They could easily make a lot of these things cross-generational.
Sony picking up more studios. It's been rumored that they're picking up more studios. Listen, they're gearing up for the fight. All right. The fight is, like I told y'all before, is against Wax Stadia, and, Amazon and Google and these guys. And you have to understand this stuff is, and if Netflix decides to do something as far as gaming wise, they have to prepare for the onslaught that's coming up ahead. They have to get all these studios in pocket now and show them that, listen, we started. Oh, time out, Stitch. Stitch. It's 6.9 with the $2, $1.99, $2 super chat. Sony is underpriced to fight. Well, listen, you ain't know they're coming in the middle of Anaconda. Anaconda is more powerful, so it will be more money.
I think the reason that they're doing that is because I think Anaconda is going to be $5.99.
But I think that's a good talking.
And
that's you are right, sir. And I do believe that they will undercut Anaconda. That is very.
But the question then becomes, which is good, but the question then becomes, where does Lockhart fall in this, right? Because if they're 5, right, and we're gonna assume Anaconda's 5.
No, I think Anaconda's gonna be 6.
I think Anaconda's $600.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the reason that they're doing
honestly,
that,
I hope Anaconda's 600.
I think the reason they're doing that is because they've realized with this gen, they came out with the underpowered system, got obliterated from resolution, but then they launched the X and nothing happened. They never got attacked over that again.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they launched a $500 price point, which had proven everyone was worried.
It doesn't matter about the price point because that's your hardcore people. They're going to buy that regardless. If you get casual people,
the hardcore were very concerned that the X was going to launch at 500. I remember a couple other people were like, when it launched out, we were like, "Yo, 400 would be the right thing to kill the game," and they launched at 5. And everybody was like, "Oh, they messed up." I remember those conversations. I remember us doing ILPs, and the $500 price point was announced from that.
Because people, you know how it goes. These dudes, they squeezing their pennies, and their pennies are crying. And let me tell you something: start saving now. It's not like you don't know a year ahead of time that you can't take $10 away from your paycheck or $20 away from your paycheck so that when the system do come out, you're not selling the car outside in the parking lot. Listen, save your pennies, save your nickels that you don't have to sell the farm when it shows up, and you're not.
God,
it happens.
People selling farms, cars.
Listen, I've seen it. I see everybody wait to the last minute.
Oh,
hold on.
He stopped his entire.
I don't know how he switches his entire conversation.
Go ahead, Addict. You read it. Go ahead, baby.
People get Sony.
Super chat. Come on. Get the super chat.
I am.
Oh, okay.
I started reading. You called me.
You gotta be enthusiastic when you read the super chat. Read it.
People give Sony too much credit. They have made mistakes and they continue to make them. They have been overlooked because Microsoft has made more mistakes, and that won't ever happen again.
Interesting.
That $10. You know what? That is a great topic. I do honestly believe what you're saying is that Microsoft has made more mistakes than Sony, and Sony seems to be overlooked.
The thing that makes me think that $600 is a possibility is because they've been rock solid on this point that they will not be undercut in power again. Now, if you're looking at two systems who are comparable in specs, then how do you make that assurance unless you know that yours is going to be more expensive?
And I do think that the Anaconda, the reason that it's going to be so much is because this particular console, I don't think they're going to take a loss on at all.
Doesn't that go back to the fact that he said that it's the mistakes that these guys have made? Do you think their mistakes is overlooked? Because listen, Sony has capitalized on Microsoft's mistakes, and that's what put them in this position.
This is how you trade used games.
Yeah, that was.
I thought it was great. It was,
that stuff like that would never fly. This now, like people would be like, "That's too much."
Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm willing to put that knee up, y'all. That would be suicide.
What?
600 in my opinion on Anaconda.
Okay, time out. All right.
That would be if their initial launch was 600 and they hadn't have another one to go at a lower price. Their thing is that we're going to drop a console that's pretty much like the X to the S right now of next gen. That way we could beat them at price because you could buy the S of next gen. And then if you want to go extra, you can pay the extra 200 and go beat them at power.
And that's the smart choice. That's the okay.
That way they can't get attacked for price and they can't get attacked for resolution.
That was the smart choice. PlayStation 3. That's who said it. We seen,
but that was the only option, though. That was the only option.
The only option.
I understand y'all point. Y'all saying if y'all want the big boy system, you get Anaconda for $6, and you want the little boy system, you do whatever.
I know you're saying that the optics matter.
600 is a crazy point.
You come at $200 cheaper than the PlayStation.
You're assuming the lock card is going to be $200.
It's going to be $300.
I don't know.
I want on this. I'm paying that $6.
I think they're intentionally going to sandwich the PS5.
Yeah, they're going to put them in the middle.
No, definitely. But I know where y'all going with it because y'all saying because there's a lower price point, they wouldn't have the fear to raise Anaconda.
You can't come out with open statements like we're gonna have the stronger system, but your system's the same cost, so chances are it's gonna be around the same.
But we don't know that. These guys are great at optimization, man. These guys are great
at same companies making the hardware.
Right. So if these guys are 5, why can't these guys be 5 and they take the hit?
I don't think Microsoft is taking a hit. I think they're gonna have to show the superiority in price. I mean, when you go inside a store, if something is the same price, you get a snide eye. But if something, it has been fact proven that people see a higher price tag and they equate that with higher quality.
Right, and we saw how that fact proven started at the beginning of this generation with the Xbox. They saw 500 and they saw 400 and they went to 400. That's literally how the generation started.
Hold on, we back at it again.
You were paying more for less.
Hold on, we're back at it again. Let's read that super chat.
YT music. That's what I do. Anaconda 600, PS5 $500, Lockhart $400. If the lock is less powerful than the PlayStation 5, it's 2013 all over again. Only Xbox can be too expensive and cheap at the same time. Listen, man, at the end of the day, they just went through this. Are we really going to ignore history, y'all?
But you
were comparing, it's not apples to apples because, again, the 2 SKU thing matters. It really does matter.
Okay, but what if the SKU, right? Again, we still don't know what said SKU is. We don't know the power all the way in comparison to Lockhart in comparison to.
I mean, we don't know the price of PS5. Right. We don't know the release date. I mean, we don't know a lot of things.
Right. What we're saying that, and what if Lockhart? Even though I'm not probably not, but let's say Lockhart's 500. You know what I'm saying?
No.
We don't know what
Anaconda 7.
Exactly. Like, y'all really, we gonna really do this?
The super chat definitely hit the mark. Like, if I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing that
fraudulent Lord right here.
I'm looking at it 600, 500, and 400.
I do agree with the super chat.
Yeah, I do agree with that. And like he said, only Microsoft can be more powerful and less powerful at the same time. But you know what? That's called diversity, and it's
the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want something to happen at the beginning of this gen. They don't want to be attacked because of resolution, and they don't want to be attacked for price. So if you put those scenarios out there, like ever since the X come out, has anyone really said anything about the performance-wise on consoles? Not really, because it's
problem. They don't have the cachet Sony has to put out no $600 system. They've got so much to prove with software, right? Now people are gonna say, you want me to pay $600 and you still haven't show me games?
Hold up. Let me read this. Shout out to JD Gamer with like the second or third super chat of the day. Gamers are fickle. In the 360 gen, it was all about online multiplayer games. This gen, single player games. The question is, can Microsoft make next gen play to their strengths? They can and they will.
Yeah, but their strength ain't having been first party deliverings. That's what they
real.
got.
I agree with you on
charging gamers $600.
That's the reason
you got so much to prove.
That's the reason they give you the $400 console.
And we're assuming that the Lockhart is going to be on that level. Okay, okay.
Listen. JD is definitely on the mark right here, right?
I agree
with the E3 going forward, and they're showing these studios and these games. I believe they're going to be starting to play to their strengths. And
someone needs to make a super chat contradicting their statement. See,
I'm just telling you, I think that E3 is going to show a lot and is going to justify the cost of these systems going forward.
But you know why? The thing is that Microsoft to me has shown that they care less and less about the box. So the fact that they offer you a $600 box is not going to hurt them, or at least in perception going to hurt them, because they're just worried about where they're delivering the games to you at and how they're delivering the games to you. I don't know
what the media attacking is going to be.
Oh, of course, but again, that's where
$600.
I don't necessarily, if the Anaconda does what they say it's going to do, and it's going to be drastically an improvement, but you still got the lock card if you want to go play that for the $399. If you want to, you can get the $599 for the increased performance. I don't think the media is going to attack them, because at the beginning of the gen, we didn't have a lock card. You just had to buy the Anaconda,
right?
So people were comparing the prices, and not to mention, since the Kinect, it ruined that price range. So pretty much you're paying more for less.
Yep, because it was underpowered, and you had a piece of hardware that was in the box that you didn't want. Then the messaging was wrong. Then listen, I honestly believe that they're going to come off and they're going to start this generation a whole lot better. Different people in charge with different agendas.
Listen, I hear where y'all going. This is a company that has so much to prove in the next generation. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much. So you got to understand, like, people who are in that Sony ecosystem, they're not leaving until they see something that says, wow, that's going to knock my socks off. $600 is not the goal.
But that $400, $300 might be the goal.
For what? But what games? We got to see the games first.
The games, obviously, the game is always going to be the sticking point, right?
You gotta wait for nothing happens without telling you what's the ingredients, right? Listen, I got a PC that I don't play that costs way more than all of them, right? Because there's no games that's compelling me to do it. But I saw the via.
Oh, you don't want to play solitaire?
No, stop that. The new Oculus, not the Oculus, the Valve one, their new Vive. I want that, and that's gonna optimize my PC for me, right? That's another $1,000. That's neither here nor there. But you need to show the software. I believe Microsoft on this E3 stage is going to show the software that's going to compel you to make that choice. Now, are you going to ditch your existing library? Hold on, here we go. One more again. Let's get that. JD Gamer, baby.
Gazov, you want it? All right,
yeah, go ahead.
Hardware power lock, price lock, new studios for new IPs lock, old IP favorites coming back lock. They will have it all. Again, it sounds nice. It's again getting PlayStation 3. They just like y'all talking. They had two SKUs. They had the $600 and they had the little one with the 20 gig hard drive, and the same problem happened. Don't remember history. Remember, y'all.
A lot of cards, it's a cheaper outcome, and you can get the best performance by paying more for the Anaconda. I think that's a completely different scenario.
It's different scenario. It's not a different because PlayStation 3 was fundamentally the same machine. It was just storage.
Right.
So,
and they're saying that it's fundamentally the same machine, right? But pretty much, we saw those documents from Clobrill, and you know what I'm saying.
But they never told you.
They never told you CPU speed. They never told you.
But architecturally,
it's the same, but it's going to run at a different. Listen. This is don't front. The lock card is for the budget gamer. All right, let's keep it official. It's for the budget gamer. Then now we're going to look over at the Anaconda. That's for the extreme gamer. Right, so that's for that guy with the 4K television, 8K television. That guy that's actually doing those things. Right now, you're looking over at the lower end, the lower end for the guy who didn't make the jump to 4K, who just wants to get in. That's that extra PlayStation dude who still has his PlayStation and says, "Let me see what this Xbox stuff is about." So he can he can jump into the Xbox pool without taking a bath. You understand? So this situation, it lends to good marketing. This is the first time. Shout out to Aaron Greenberg and the team. This is the first time I can say I truly see your vision going forward, and I think this is the smart way going forward. I'll
make this last point, and I'll move on. I will say this: we don't. To me, the wild card is the lock card. Right. If the lock card is comparable to the PlayStation 5, can look it in the eye, then I'm with y'all. Because then you say, yo, you get the budget, you pay $400. We're assuming.
You can't look it in the eyes, Cognito. You know that.
But I'm saying, like, let's just say when Digital Foundry do them breakdowns, right?
I don't know if it's going to be in the eye.
They ain't gonna be doing no 4K 60.
Listen, if it don't do 4K, forget that. Like, again, if it's comparable, right? And Lockhart can hold its own, and then you give the casual gamer that nice entry point, and you can say, hey, you're on par with what they're doing. Then I can see that eases the blow. And then the hardcore, the enthusiasts like us who get the elite controllers and all that other stuff, they'll go play a $600 machine. They can get away with then. But if it's not, let's just say, in my opinion, like the PlayStation 5 is substantially better than the lockout. Nah, fam, that's an L.
All right. Let me just expound on your point real quick to rebuttal your point. Right, I think that it's going to be the ultimate 1080p system.
Right, I agree.
I think it's going to do all the effects of all the 4K stuff without being 4K. It's going to be that 1080p, 60 hardcore. Let's get it all in there.
So wait. But you're telling me that you think the lock card is going to be less potent than the X?
I'm not saying. I'm not even saying
I think it's going to be more potent than the X, but it's less powerful than the X.
I think the X that we already the GPU. I mean,
right.
What it is, but again, to me, the battle is Lockhart and PlayStation 5 because
that's where the battle is.
That's not the battle.
To me, because if they come in with that low price point and is just as powerful as a PlayStation 5,
it's not gonna be just as powerful. It's not gonna do 4K.
I'm talking about close to. I forget about the GPU aspect. I'm just talking about close to as far as the CPU frame rates, all that other stuff.
I believe
from a 1080 perspective.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna do that. It's gonna do all that. It's gonna be the 1080. Keep up with the big boy stuff.
But I agree with Cog. I agree with Cog in that if it's not comparable and the PS5 is considerably more powerful, then at that point you cannot price the Anaconda at $600. You can't. You just can't.
Because people gonna be like, yo, why am I gonna switch to y'all PlayStation 5 smacking in the mouth, and then y'all want me to pay $600 for that? Nah, I'm gonna stay over here with my PlayStation 5 and my library for $500. I'm telling y'all, that's what gamers do.
I mean, for the 2 SKU thing to really work, that Lockhart has to be comparable in price and power to that PS5.
I think it's gonna be around the same power, but I don't think I think that the PS5 is gonna outperform it though.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can see that. But it comes back to
I think it's gonna come
back to the secret sauce, you know. Like
one of those scenarios where you need Digital Foundry to know, but I do think it is going to perform better.
It's gonna perform better, but it's gonna perform better than the Anaconda.
The funny thing is, like,
the 4K on top of his head.
We're speculating about this, and I'll tell you right now, Microsoft knows exactly what Sony is doing, and Sony knows exactly what they're doing.
I think the biggest thing here is they want the perception and they want the narrative being different than it was last gen. They want that high console, regardless what price it is. So they don't constantly be compared on resolution all the time. They're like, look, like, okay, if resolution is that important to you, go buy the Anaconda.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, okay, if you can't afford the Anaconda, you can buy the cheaper console on the market. So
it'll be interesting to see how it plays. It's a good discussion. I'm dying to know about that Lockhart now. Like dying. But anyway, we will get into it. Good talking points from the Lords. Want to jump into
shout out to the super chat. You're on it today.
Oh my God, King is hilarious. We're gonna move on. My topic right now. We got a launch of a new game, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. 2 gameplay trailers from Ubisoft came out. It looks like it is the direct Wildlands replacement.
Like a replacement, not sequel replacement.
Straight up said replacement. But this is going to be the next wave. You know what I'm saying? They're saying pretty much it's a fictional story. It's not going to have any type of it's pretty much like no political message or anything like that. Because I know a lot of people have some issues with that. But I want to start this off with the Lords. Anybody has seen the trailers, and if who have seen it, what are your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts is I love it's on Epic.
That's all. That is all.
I'm probably not going to play this game. I don't really like Ghost Recon like that. But that Epic though.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I hear you. They say, yeah, absolutely saying it's going to be the full successor, quote unquote replacement. But yeah, man. So what do you? Hello?
He said it's not Epic. Lowe's is Epic. I honestly think it looked fantastic. I think it's going to get all of us back to gaming how we used to, play that the Ghost Recon joint, team up and call out shots and stuff like that. I love the fact that they got the Punisher as the bad guy, and I think and you know what? I think this is gonna make that name ring bells. You're gonna understand why people get warm and fuzzy when they hear Ghost Recon. I saw it like when he was running, he was taping up his leg, and he was in the bush. He was getting to his people. He's coming over the hill. He's like, "Yo, they following me. Get ready with me." Oh, I was like, "Yo, I can't wait to play this game."
Shout out to Black Corey in the chat. He said raid. No doubt. Let me ask y'all this. First of all, Soft, did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, I saw both trailers. To
me,
the most exciting thing for me is all of the survival stuff that King mentioned, and also the new stealth stuff that they mentioned. Ghost Recon Wildlands wasn't as much focused on stealth as past Ghost Recon games, and that was Ghost Recon. Like that to me. Just it took the Rainbow Six formula and took it outside, right?
Yeah.
And Wildlands was great, but to me it just felt more like it was very action oriented, less about the stealth, less about infiltration and stuff like that. Whereas this is about survival, this is about stealth, this is about infiltration. I saw a lot of things that I liked that I hope to God they're implementing in the new Splinter Cell, like the prone takedowns, the using the mud like to hide yourself in the environment, things like that. Like all that stuff, honestly, I secretly just want all that stuff in the next Splinter Cell. So hopefully this is like the proving ground for it. But man, like that stuff looked great to me. I love that.
Man, I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, initially it called me off. Full prone, you know what I'm saying? That stealth, like you said, putting the mud over you, going completely on some camera.
That looked amazing. Oh,
it looked like
Dizzy's in the building.
Dizzy hating. It's a Ubisoft game. Assassin's Creed with guns. It's third-party Far Cry. It's the same gadget from Division and Watch Dogs. Stop playing. Mind you, this is the same guy that predicted Anthem to win over Division 2. Just want to put him out there.
He does have a point.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We are not doing that.
As we reading the super chat off of the screen with the green,
we are not doing that. I am not ready to get to that point.
I ain't gonna front. You way off base, but you smart. you smart though. You said put that joint in super chat so King can read it and they can definitely get into it. Definitely, that was a smart move, Dizzy. I do appreciate the $5 super chat, but I think you are way off base here.
Listen, here's the deal.
I gotta agree with the man. Anthem's MVP. It dethrones everything, dude. I don't want The Last of Us. I just want Anthem 2 right now.
Anthem 2.
Anthem 2. I think Anthem 1 won Anthem 2.
Back to that breakpoint. The girl was there. Yo, you know what had me too, Salve King? Like you said, that real injury, the limping. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was great. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The pick, remember they pick the character up. You know what I'm saying? And you get them over to safety, that kind of thing. They're talking about you got to eat for survivability.
Yeah,
right? They're talking about crafting and
Snake Eater.
Yeah, that was Snake Eater. Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked. They said raids.
Boy.
That surprised me. I was like, raids and Ghost Recon?
That's what turned me off.
yeah. Salve, the single player Salve like that. That's when he checked out.
I'm thinking with this whole thing now. They see raids. Shout out to JD Gamer. He's back in the building.
Johnny, the truth teller. Will Sony even survive next generation now that Microsoft is actually taking gaming serious? Rest in peace, Sony. Wow. This guy.
How do you feel about that, King?
JD Gamer. Let me tell you something. I think E3 will reveal all to everyone. I honestly believe Sony ain't gonna be able to hold their mouth shut on the day that Microsoft unveils all these games. I think Sony actually gonna say something that day.
I agree.
Pick Sony to be petty and vindictive on that day because they are not held in any constraints. They're roaming around the halls. We don't know when they're gonna take their shots, and this makes them unpredictable. I like unpredictable Sony right now.
Just got lost on the way to E3.
Yeah, I think Sony's gonna do something.
Oh, hold on. It's going down
today.
Let's get it.
No matter what anybody says, Ubisoft has found the perfect way to keep their games alive and going with constant support and update.
No, I give it to them there. Like, I don't care. They are the kings of it.
Are you here that Ubisoft's the best developer and publisher?
I was about to say that. We got to throw it up. Yeah, we got to throw it up. Ubisoft got it.
They learn from their mistakes, and now they have a formula in place that just works, and they work at it. It's not like they throw it out there and they leave it out there to die. Mm-hmm. Like, how is it you turn For Honor around? Like, who? Anybody else would have dropped that game cold.
Siege.
And Addicts stuck around with it, and it got fantastic. They sat down with the division. They sat down with their games. They pushed through. If they make a game, they commit to a game. They commit to the consumer. Mm-hmm. I think Ubisoft has been the most consumer-friendly developer this generation. I think, hands down, if you buy a Ubisoft game, you understand that you got the full backing of Ubisoft. So I think that's a smart move on their part going forward, that you can trust them, you can believe in their company. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, man, Ubi's been on it, man. So last thing I was going to say, obviously, John, whatever, how you pronounce his name? Byron Thal? How you pronounce this off?
Bernthal?
Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah, I saw that. I was lit. So you look like he's an ex-ghost. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. So
right. So he had the expansion that just came out for Wildlands that introduces him and shows how it progresses into this next game.
I might have to dust off Wildlands, man.
Yo, isn't Wildlands inside Game Pass right now?
I don't know. I know I got it. I know me and what you call it?
Yeah,
I might have to tune in.
Yeah, I might have to dust it out.
You haven't thrown it on since it was X enhanced.
I haven't.
You got to see that. You got to.
I haven't got to see that since
they
added Splinter Cell.
I played it, added the tutorial, and then just went back to Destiny.
I did that Predator joint, which I thought was super lit. I thought that Predator joint was crazy.
I gotta try it. Because I didn't know that it had that continuous. I didn't know he was introduced in the end of that. That's dope. I didn't know that. So let me ask this before we move on. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna bring this to King. Now, with everything we saw with Breakpoint, how lit it looked, is Ubisoft making a mistake with killing its own game in Division 2. I had this conversation on the last word with Salute to Ebontis, and I'm just a little concerned because they're dropping in October, right? And I guess King, like, they're kind of playing in the same lane, right? So do you think, like, because what Division 2, the raids still ain't come out yet. We're still waiting on that. You know, I know they got episodic content and stuff that they're going to add, but like, is this a mistake to drop, you know, Breakpoint in October around Division 2 when they're kind of playing in these same pockets?
All right. I see this as an extension of their world.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a lot of times when people purchase these type of games, like these military strategic games, they also buy them in bunches. Usually, you know, one guy will have Siege that will definitely have Division 2 or Division 1 that will lean towards those type of games. I think, and you just told me Wildlands just extended on this story. So I will have to go and play Wildlands to get brushed up on the story. But I think they wanted Wildlands to do more and it didn't. So I think this takes Wildlands lane. Wildlands. I don't necessarily believe that it jumps inside the looter shooter lane of Division 2 because Division 2 has constant reoccurring content.
I feel you.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, though. The only reason why I bring that, you're making a good point, because one is a looter shooter, right? One is, you know, you get different stuff, and this is more of a cooperative, and it seemed very story. The only thing I'm thinking is just like, what about the fact that, like, they doing so much more? It's like outside that you can go full prone. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing certain actions that Division just not doing. And they're taking the cover system, because I think they went away from cover system. I believe Wildlands didn't have Snap 2 Gears of War style cover. And now this is kind of taking Division sensibilities and putting that in their thing. I was just worried in that. What do you think about that, Solving, Ken?
I think that makes them different, right? I think when you go back to Ghost Recon and what Ghost Recon is, and this feels like it's going back to old Ghost Recon in a lot of ways. I think that the tactical elements, in a lot of ways, I think it might feel more like a Rainbow Six Siege in terms of how tactical it is, as opposed to a Division 2. Division 2, like, yes, the cover system and sort of working together with your teammates, but it is very much like your enemies are very aggressive. It's constant aggro. It's more about you moving from cover to cover, not staying in one place, as opposed to a Ghost Recon game is about figuring out your best position, how to infiltrate, you know, kind of working with your teammates in that regard. It's a slower pace than I think Division is. So I think fundamentally how the games play is going to be different, and I think you'll have different audiences because of that.
But now I feel what you're saying. I guess again, it threw me off when I heard seeing raids, and I'm like, whoa, like this is you're not supposed to do that.
It's just straight for Division. But think about this. If they're different worlding, like as far as different stuff that you do, I honestly believe that the Division 2 has a different idea when they want to attack stuff like the roly balls and stuff like that. I don't believe that stuff would be implemented inside of this new Rainbow Six. I mean, this the Ghost game. So I believe with their set package, it's going to be a different feel. Now I notice when they say raids, they might mean they don't want to say layers, right? They don't want to say instant
like stronghold,
right? They don't want to say strongholds. They want to say something that resonates with people that make you peek your eyes. You're like, what? Buzzwords. So I believe raid in a sense that you're gonna need your 4 buddies to handle this part, and y'all gonna go in and y'all gonna do this, and y'all gotta coordinate, and it's going to be a
harder activity.
Yes, right. Instead of saying something like a stronghold that will leave a bad taste in your mouth. You understand?
Lord Addict, finish this up, man. What do you think? Do you think they're in their own lane with Division?
I really don't care.
Well, let's get an answer anyway.
I have no comment. Like I don't really care about that. Like I have no intentions on playing Ghost whatsoever.
I get it. Did you see the trailer, sir?
No.
You didn't watch it, so you didn't prepare for the show. Great, you're awesome. All right, let's move on. Last topic, y'all. I don't know if a lot of you seen this. Actually, Addict is here, so we can start it off saying he's so prepared today. Rage 2 has been in the news, Addict. You did see this? I don't even have to ask you because I sent it to you. Do you pay attention what's been going on with Rage 2 and journalists?
Yeah, apparently, what's that dude's name? Paul Tassi. He didn't even really take a shot at the Rage developers. He made pretty much an article that's like, we haven't seen no marketing for Rage 2. Should you even buy it because you don't even know it's coming out next week? That's kind of like give or take what the article said. First off, I don't know what he's talking about. I've seen Rage 2 ads everywhere. Every time I watch a YouTube video, chances are that pops up. I don't watch cable TV anymore, so I don't know if it's on there. But he pretty much made that article. He clickbaited the title a little bit. And the Rage Twitter account commented on that and said, "Who are you?"
So Rage 2 Twitter account wanted all the smoke with him.
Yeah, and the people were upset because I guess that was a little unprofessional. They didn't really attack him on a personal level. They just asked who he was. I felt like that could be more of a joke than anything else.
Right.
So the whole community split in half. Half of them says, "Oh, he shouldn't have done that. It's unprofessional." The other half, like me, is like, these devs get attacked all the time. Can't get mad once one of them clap back.
So you felt the clap back was justified.
It was amazing.
I
think we need more of this.
There was some talk that Randy Pitchford had hijacked the Rage 2 Twitter account and was using that to get things off of his chest.
What's so soft? Did you see the banter going back and forth?
I did. I mean, the way, first of all, whoever answered him, like, bad grammar, fix your grammar. Don't diss anybody if your grammar's wrong. Like, don't do that. So it really felt like somebody's kid got onto their Twitter account and was like, "Yeah, why are you dissing Rage 2 or whatever?" and answered like, and then after that, I don't think they really said anything else. And then Paul Tassi came back and was like, "Well, I'm just a concerned like journalist who's interested in your game, and I haven't seen any sort of marketing push for it." So he was being very genuine about what he said, and I don't think he ever said anything about why would you buy this game, if you haven't seen anything about it. But he did indicate that he hadn't seen anything about it. And I agree with Addict. I see it. If you watch a YouTube video, you're probably going to see a Rage 2 advertisement. I don't know how, TV
there
advertisement.
There is no way that he did that without the intentions of trying to I wouldn't necessarily say start something, but he was definitely trying to get people to click on that article for false pretense.
But I will admit too, like, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it to the point where it's like, well, yeah, the game's coming out next week. So I did sort of forget
what else do they have to do?
Yeah, I did sort of forget the game was coming out soon. So I get that in that regard. And yes, it was clickbaity in the sense that you'll get people talking about it.
I'm sure if you refresh this podcast, Sovereign, you're going to see a Rage 2 commercial that ends at the end of it says comes out next week. Well, obviously the day. What else do you want them to do? What else can they do? It's not their fault you don't look at the commercial. Like,
in a lot of ways, it felt like all of this is just giving Rage the advertisement that he was talking about.
In a way. So I'm sorry, fine, finish off and I'll get King.
I don't know. I don't think it's people going back and forth. I think if he had answered it, he answered it sort of seriously after they were like, "LOL, who are you?" If he had answered it jokingly from the jump, I think none of this would have happened. But since he answered it seriously, then some people took it seriously and then responded in kind. So
now, what's up? Let me ask you this: like, what do you feel about a lot of YouTube provocateurs? There are a lot of journalists that came to the defense of Paul Tassi that said that was unprofessional. That was something that these guys shouldn't have done. Bethesda.
It's bad because they didn't make that video quicker than they put out that article.
Oh my!
Yeah, I think to do it and then not even continue to respond and say something to the effect of like, "Look, we just felt like we were attacked a little bit there," whatever the case may be. They threw that out there. I don't think there was any other response from Bethesda in that regard. So
because whoever was running that got that email. It's like, "Look, you need to stop this."
Exactly.
Look, if they
that's what they said. That's what they're saying. That Randy Pitchford just took over and started raging.
They didn't clap back. Okay,
and
so I'm kind of disappointed with that. But Bethesda, right now, I'm saying Bethesda better not apologize.
You want it to stand.
I want them to stand. This is Bethesda we talking about. They don't need to apologize.
And the thing about it,
Fallout 76, you don't?
Yeah.
Well, that's different. That's a game.
The thing about it is that he didn't.
Let's forget about that.
Let's forget about that. Don't worry about that.
The thing about it is too that he specifically said, "Look, I know I probably shot myself in the foot because I was in the process of actively trying to secure a copy for review. I'm super interested in this game. I still am. So it was just me saying, listen, I wish there were more out there about it because it feels like there's not enough to push this game. And I can understand because
so then why did he say that? Why didn't he say that in the beginning? Why did he go at him? And then when he gets shot back in the back of the head,
but he didn't go at him. Like, read the title. It was clickbaity in the sense like,
clickbaity title is enough.
Right, but it wasn't an attack on them at all. Like, nothing
you
that he
wouldn't
said.
know that. See, here's the thing. Like, he is a writer, a well-established writer for that matter. He knows that a clickbaity title, 80% of the people ain't even clicking on that.
But the clickbaity title didn't feel like it was attacking them either. It was just a statement.
I understand your point, Saul, but I do agree with Attic in the sense that like it was kind of throwing shade, like maybe they haven't done enough marketing so that people should know about it, right?
Right.
Like it could be interpreted that way. It may, who knows what the intention was, right? But it could be interpreted that way, and maybe the clapback is what King is saying is like, "Yo, fam, what are you talking about? Like, who are you?" But King, let me get King because King been waiting, he been chomping. King, where are you at with this whole Rage 2 versus Tassi and journalist versus gaming media?
All right, that was one of the games that I was actually looking forward to a lot because I like Rage 1. I thought it was a great game. I thought the world was fantastic. I thought the engine was great. In the 360 generation, I thought it was fantastic. So the fact that they have Rage 2, it blew my mind when we saw that it was coming last year. It was like, yeah. To his point, I don't see as much advertisement for the game as I would like because I'm already gonna buy. But I know what he's saying. He doesn't want the game to fall flat. He wants the game to, to continue to live on or whatever. So he wants to see advertisement in that vein that they're showing that they're behind the game. It's a Bethesda game. They're behind the game. The game is going to get that push. It's going to be pushed in different areas. We don't know if they're going to do marketing of that day and push it forward. They probably want to see initial sales. They already got pre-orders ready, right? So they're seeing what the pre-orders is done already. Those numbers is already there. Now they want to see exactly what is initial date of purchase numbers. Right. And then you're going to see how you're going to use marketing going forward from that point. So.
All right. But I guess the question is, because a lot of gaming journalists were upset with the Rage Twitter account on the clapback.
Yeah, but these dudes is real sensitive right now. I can't get with you sensitive dudes. I don't come from that sensitivity stuff, that you get smacked in your face when you opened your mouth. You shouldn't have opened your mouth. So now that you got smacked in your face, now everyone want to rally behind you because they're sympathetic to you getting smacked. You should have never opened your mouth. That would have never happened. Chicken or the egg type of thing, right? You wanted to be out there. You wanted to be all clickbaity and put up your joint. And they said, "Who you?" So, now the problem, like he said, "Who you?" He just said, "Who you?" You should have said, "I'm such and such," and list your credentials. That's your clapback. But now your clapback is So no, you don't get a chance to cry. You don't get a chance to hold your eye and look for backing for other people to hold you down. No.
Exactly.
Wait, you're acting like this is what he answered back. He was like, "I'm a writer for Forbes, and I'm interested in this game." It's everyone else's response, so he didn't ask for that.
He's actually not taking it that serious based on what.
No, he's definitely not.
He did. He made an article talking about his experience of being.
Well, that's eating off of what's happening, right? Because the title's like, "Hey, and this is what the Twitter drama that happened between me and the thing," and I get that. Do you? I guess the question I want to bring back to King with this whole the clap back thing. Like, I guess some people are saying, I guess we still at that point with the initial move, right? That some people are saying that it is not. He's just reporting that nobody knows about this game, and then other people are saying, "Yo, you kind of throwing shade." So it's like, where you at with that part?
Okay. Did Bethesda say anything other than "who you"?
No.
Yeah,
that was it. He left it at that. They dropped the mic on your neck and said, "Who you?" Now everything else from there went left. So now you got people that's going at you. You mad because you sparked the conversation. They hit you with the "who you," with the and you gotta be the battle rap with feces in your socks. Now you all upset, right? my thing to you is right. My thing is that was perfect that Bethesda did that. Bethesda shouldn't apologize for saying "who you." Maybe they don't know who you are. So as many people on the internet, who you? Me personally, I don't care. I don't care that somebody opened their mouth, got smacked, and now they crying about it. Or if they're not crying about it, there's other people
that will cry about it. He's actually not crying about it.
He's actually not crying. And he mentioned specifically that Jason Schreier was quick to sort of point out the tweet and be like, "Yeah, these are the guys clapping back, being petty."
That's my issue with this thing. Like, we put Jason Schreier. I don't like this man. Like, I don't like his article.
Oh my God!
I respect him as an investigator.
Coming on ILP. Oh.
I respect him as an investigator journalist, but I disagree with a lot of his opinions. But we ain't gonna sit here and act like everything this man does isn't held to a magnifying glass. But anytime any other journalist does, people are like, "You being too soft. You can't do that." Hey, dude, Jason Schreier could literally put on Twitter, "I didn't like Last of Us." Just say that sentence, and people will attack him for everything else under the sun. But these other journalists, they can make the most clickbaity title, and everyone's mad at the Rage developers for clapping back.
So basically what you're saying, Addict, is that you're cool. And basically what you're saying, in essence, like, for once, the gaming industry clap back, and you cool with that because you're feeling that they get abused a lot, and they do a clap back every now and then.
I'm disappointed in Rage. I feel like they should have went Super Saiyan with extra on them. Like,
I thought it went so left that they was actually bickering inside the joint with the who you and don't say nothing else. That is the best back in the world. Who you? Like, I don't see you.
I low-key hope that they did.
It's the way you treat the chat.
They actually did that. They did this. They was like, "Yeah, Rage 2 ain't."
But the thing is that the man didn't speak the skill of the game, though. Like, he didn't. You understand? Like, it's like he didn't. All he did was he's like, "Yo, I want to play this game badly. I'm so interested in this game."
It doesn't matter because of the title. It does not matter.
Tell me this. Is LOL? Who are you? Who even are you? That's the exact quote. Is that an appropriate response to somebody being like, "Yo, I haven't seen enough. I want to play this game. I haven't seen enough advertisement on it." Who the hell are you? Like,
listen, they did it
like, doesn't match. Like, it doesn't match.
Listen, they was looking at their watch. They was like, "What? Who the hell is that?" That's exactly what they did. So and then they didn't say anything else about him. So they was like, "Oh, he ain't nobody."
Let me ask you this. What about, like, to the people who say that that Rage is acting in line with, like, the persona of the game?
That's BS. Because if that's the case, let's not go there, right?
We don't do that.
They would have leaned completely into that. Like, okay, so what character are they playing there? Who you are? Like, what the hell is that? No,
a lot of people said that they were in the framework, the spirit of Rage,
in the spirit, in the rebellious spirit of Rage. This is the end. Get that, man. FOH, man. Get out of here with that.
FOH,
Nah.
Hold on, Addict. We got a super chat. Addict, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Hold on.
Yeah, gotta get that super chat.
But that's the really got to do some motion out here.
Oh, Shank is back.
Yeah,
Shank is back.
Why would he do that? Who is he?
But that's the really got dudes emotional out here. Shank, would you like to comment on this, sir?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it. You get them crazy emotional. You ask them, like, who are you to be looking for when the game is coming and what the game is about to do? Who are you really? That's the question.
Thank you, Shake from Gearbox. Chiming in on the Bethesda Rage situation. We appreciate your feedback, sir. Listen, man, I get it. I mean, I see where you going, Saul, and I do agree to some extent that they kind of knew what they were doing, you know what I'm saying, with the clapback. Look, man, y'all know I'm a little biased. I do like Tassi, you know what I'm saying? I admit, but maybe he's asking a genuine question, you know what I'm saying? They responded, in comedy or whatever, how you're going to take it. The thing is, to me, he doesn't seem to be bothered by it. Like, he don't seem to be
not at all,
like, in his feelings or whatever. I think the only thing he did say is like, I guess I hope I'm not blacklisted from getting a review, because I did want to kind of get it. So you got to see how that's going to play out. You know what I'm saying? And I think
blacklisted.
I think Schreier said that.
But
Yeah,
that doesn't play.
Sin said the Who You movement. Yo, they stupid. Yo, they stupid. It's just but yo, like I just want to see like the how the rest of his manifests. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you know, we've heard that, you know, Bethesda in the past have blacklisted. You know what I'm saying?
That's why Schreier jumped on the bandwagon. He's like, I haven't been gotten a game code in like 5 years.
When you're out here asking about what the marketing team is doing. When you out here asking these questions, understand there's consequences and repercussions to this situation.
But I will agree with Addict.
They take your name down in the book of the blacklist.
Nah, I'm disappointed it didn't go more south.
Oh well, Lord. But I will say I do agree. I saw Rage 2 stuff. Rage 2 had a whole segment on Inside Xbox, if I remember too. Like they had a whole thing on it. So for whatever, maybe it just missed his radar. But that's all I got. It's curious to see how this thing is going to develop. But that is all I got. We're gonna get into this.
You know what the biggest disappointment of Rage 2 is?
That's not on the Epic Store.
That's what I was gonna say.
Salute to the pettiness of Lord Addict and the Epic Store. So let's get this guy out of here, man. We got to roll. New ILP poll this week with the latest 2 State of Play episodes, combining with Sony's announcing their non-participation at E3. How concerned are you with how they're ending the PS4 generation? The choices are A, not concerned. Sony has 91 million reasons to be confident heading into PS5. B, very concerned. Sony's lackluster state of play and no E3 is giving Microsoft all the ammo they need for next generation. Or C, I don't care. Google Stadia and cloud is the true driving force of the next generation.
Oh, that's in the bushes.
That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the ILP vote when it goes up on Twitter tomorrow. All the lords salute. Lord Addict, where can the find people find you, Fred? What's going on, man?
Find me about to go to work.
Yeah, man. Get the paper, make the donuts. You know what I'm
Find
saying?
me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. I think my name right now on Twitter is let me double check what it is. I changed it.
Some Sony shade something.
Yeah. My hashtag right now on Twitter is no E3 for Sony Addict. So you can catch me at E3 next month, but you won't catch any Sony fan at E3 next month.
Oh my God, we're really fanboy. We're really doing this. Okay. Lord Sovereign fight today. Little price point action. What's going on,
sir? Yeah, man. Hopefully, I'll get to play something this week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm about to go and pay homage, bend the knee to the lady that brought me into this world. Go say what's up. No doubt. And you guys can catch me on Twitter, Lord Sob ILP, and BX Sovereign on PSN and Xbox Live. Oh, and look out. Check out on the Iron Lords channel on YouTube and lordsofgaming.net. We have 2 new pieces on a game that King and I saw at PAX East 2019. Anew, The Distant Light from Resonator Games. Ooh. This game is a beautiful Metroidvania. A new take kind of on the genre, very focused on like improving vehicles and weapons, a little bit different than what you expect from a normal, like a Metroidvania type game. Beautiful. 2 guys worked on this game. It is an absolutely gorgeous game, so check that out. We have our preview coverage from PAX East.
Yes, sir.
And we also have a breakdown from the alpha demo that was done by, I forgot.
Old School Style.
Old School Style. Shout out to Old School Style. Exactly.
I saw that video. That video was tight.
Fantastic.
So check that out on lordsofgaming.net and, of course, the Iron Lords Podcast YouTube channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lord King. Worrying about people getting smacked in the mouth in the meeting.
That's what I'm talking about, man. They out here all upset, man. Hey, check it out. You can catch me this week with 108 Dragon TV, Ooh. Lord King David, aka Lemetheus, aka right-handed Zeus, hanging out with Amon Ra's only begotten son, Lord King David. We're gonna be at Bushwick Radio. 5 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. What I want you to do, I want you to go on your phone. I want you to download the Bushwick Radio app. You can go to your Sony, your phone, your Apple phone, or your Samsung, because those are the predominant phones we got right now. Or what device that you actually can download the app from. I want you to tune in. Block Brothers is definitely going to be in the building. You're going to see promotions all this week about it. We're going to explain exactly what's going forward. And then we're going to be debuting ILP versus the World soon. Ooh. So y'all going to get a chance to see exactly what that's about. You're going to see what Channel 5 is about. The Get Busy Brothers. You're going to see what that's about out there. Gaming skills on deck. Dude's going to really find out what ILP really is about. You see these Tekken dudes on this panel? You see these weak Street Fighter, Samurai Showdown, King of the Fighters. Shout out to Sinister coming through. The squad is gonna be in effect. We're gonna be breaking people's necks. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke. All right. So listen, King of Statues, you see Namor right there. The biggest base in the building. That is a crazy base. It's insane. The heaviest statue I got. XM Studios, definitely one of my best pieces. Fantastic. You got Combat Talk with the King coming up. A new statue coming up this week. This statue, they kind of spoiled it for me. So I don't really want to go into it. A studio spoiled what the next statue is this week. And when y'all see it, you're gonna be like, wow, King is on point.
All right, so we're looking for that Wednesday, no doubt. You already know King of Statues. Everybody's looking forward to it. Forte Wilhelm Scream in the building. Yeah, man. Like I said, loving what you're doing with that. It's fantastic. Of course, Lord Cognito here. You already know you can find me on Twitter and all that good stuff. And last word and all that good stuff. What I was gonna say, please check out, like I said, lordsofgaming.net. We got some fantastic articles this week. I want to shout out Lady Panda with a tremendous review of Close to the Sun. All you BioShock lovers need to check this game out. She feels very, very strongly about it. Please check out her review. It's up on the channel. We've also got, like you said, Old School Style from the stream team. I want to shout them out. L Boogie, you know what I'm saying? Lord Sonaldo holding it down, the leader of the stream team. MJ is a boss. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of content out there. You guys got to check out the ILP first look of a new, and also check out Sov's interview with that dev, like he told you before. You know what I'm saying? It's really good, man. This game's got a lot of potential in the Metrovania space. And of course, we got to shout out my man, Gondor's Condor. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am an Overwatch hater. But this man makes this thing so exciting. Like, I didn't know this esports scene was what it was. I think it was Anchorman that told me, like, Robert Kraft has a team and this one Jack has a team. And, like, they are getting it in. And he's making predictions. Shout out to the Dallas. I can't remember the team name, but they're from Dallas. They saluted my boy Gondor's Condor. It's on lordsofgaming.net. Every time I see it, it's Overwatch League, but it looked like Owl to me. I'm like, oh, the new Owl drop. Let me see what's going on with the Owl. You know what I'm saying? So check that out, man. He's really killing it. Salute to the team. Salute out to all. So the Lord Dizzy in there. Everybody on the squad. I love what we're doing. So yeah, that's what we got going on. And like I said, our Kaibatsu is gonna have the audio up later. Last words up already up there, and we still got that roundtable reviews up there with me, Sov, and Kaibatsu. So that is all I got. Oh, in the next 3 weeks, y'all, tune in. It's gonna be really lit. We're bringing
the return
back. And the panels is going to be crazy. I'll give y'all a sneak. Not the panel, not who the members yet, but I'm gonna give y'all a sneak. Nintendo's up first. So Lord Stitch, if you in there, you're gonna see it's gonna be a lot of this talk going on. So next week is gonna be Nintendo. Look at King Fake. Look at King Fake.
King, we can miss next week, King. How you feel about that? We get a
next week.
You know, now we ain't gonna miss next week. Gonna be there to put feces in their socks.
Yo, Nintendo's up to bat first. That will be the first week. You're going to do a prediction series. All the greatness. The panel will be absolutely phenomenal. Can't wait to let you guys know what's happening. But that's all I got, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. All the matriarchs today, salute. We love you. We appreciate you. If anybody got anything else, we are out of here. Peace.